Ever since I was a foal, my fathers and the centaurs of Sotiri would tell me stories about the stars, that they were magic and made from the gods who made the gods, the elders, beings of great wisdom, ingenuity, and power. They were considered fairy tales, myths, that they didn't exist, or, if they did, they were long, long gone. But I always wanted to hear about them and learn more anyway, even into adulthood. It was a desire that filled my whole being, something I needed, like how the sea needs the moon. I never believed for a second I would see an elder shard, let alone hold one, but I did. Its power filled me with strength and skill, flooding every part of mine and my companions' beings as we killed a god. We killed a god. Pirate Queen, Sea Hag, the mother of krakens, the great unbeheld, Eula Saltsmile. But the power was fleeting, temporary. It was gone as soon as it arrived, and once again I felt empty. But this time, I realized I was empty, that something was missing, that I was lost. Now I know and recognize that I was just foam drifting on the waves, a yearning that I had my whole life that I never knew about returned, and with it, a voice, calling, one whose words I cannot hear, nor am I able to respond to, no matter how hard I try.
Hey! Hi! I don't have time for this. No offense, very busy. Hand me that red flask. The one on the left. Your other left. Oh, it's Wynni, sea scavenger extraordinaire. Shouldn't she be scavenging? Yes, I should. But no, there's things out there. Star things. Powerful things. World-changing things that need to be investigated. There's something... Jeffrey, don't eat that. Something I know I knew. There's so much I don't remember, don't know. I have to relearn it, but how? So, I'm here, experimenting, trying not to set the ship on fire. I don't even know what I'm looking for, exactly. Can a star be created? Can you get close to making a star? How do you reverse engineer the biggest magical object you've ever come across when you don't even have it anymore? See, I'm really good at the questions, but all I'm finding so far are more of them and no answers. Well, and a potion that makes you, really strong. That's not what I wanted. Hey, do you... No, Jeffrey, don't eat that!
After so many years under Eula's thumb and having my whole life determined for me, being told what was right and what was wrong, having no one else but her, I'm finally free. Or so I thought. It was never redemption that I yearned for. No, someone like me could never do enough to make up for all the bad I've done in the name of a fake idol. All I've ever wanted was to be desired, and in my search for it, I betrayed the one who made me. I betrayed her for the thing that she feared most, and I tore her and her kingdom down. Now, it's all I can feel. It's hunger, a constant reminder of what lurks just below the surface. Its name occurs across my skin, ever present, ever threatening. I led it here. I fed it power, and it wants more. It craves the power that only the gods wield, and it will destroy me to get it. So, I'll just have to destroy it first.
Everyone lives their lives bound by what they accept as correct and true. That is how they define their reality. But what does it mean to be correct or true? those are merely vague concepts. Their reality may be all a mirage. I was an arbiter of a zealot Triton tribe, the Nalos. I was true to my traditions until I found my reality was a mirage, an illusion to subjugate my people and gain power for an evil demigod. Now I have been touched by darkness and broken by a false oath. Tell me where I should go now. To the left, where nothing is right, or to the right, where nothing is left? I turn to the shadow, for that is the only place for a monster like me. I am the ghost of the Tritons. I am the darkness of the Nalos. I am the unholy warrior of the seas. I am the Shadow Knight, Proximus.
Waves crash on the beach of an endless sea. In them you hear a voice, a beckoning lure you have heard so many times before. It is the song of the horizon. She calls to you. She sings of endless wonders and untold horrors, of golden promises and dire warnings, and you know her song. It has always been there. Listen, can you hear it? The wind is in your favor, the tide is rising, the sea is yours for the taking, and your ship awaits. Fair winds and following seas, brave mariner. May fortune find you when the horizon calls.
Ahoy and welcome everybody. Welcome back to Horizon's Call. Don't mind any of the captions indicating that we were talking about Greek food and or what vehicle to buy in the near future. Back chat happens. Welcome back. We're very excited to have a full crew once again. I'm very excited to have Kaila back. She's feeling better. And glad to have all of you in chat. This is very nice. It's been a hectic real life time. I hope that's not the case for all of you, but just in case it is, thanks for stopping by and enjoying some maybe more peaceful type story as the crew of the Redemption and the Bloodhound have reached the sanctuary of the High Sea Elven city of Fal Laimaril. I should say that, we have a recap that is prepared by one of these lovely players, so I'm not going to take any more from them. I should say my name is Derek Sword. I use he, him pronouns. Yes, Sword is my real last name. Yes, it is awesome. No, you can't have it. I am the GM for this game. I am the guiding compass as we navigate the treacherous seas of Damaris. Before I have this lovely group of people introduce themselves and their characters, as we typically do and do a recap, I do want to say that you can support them in this game through Pally.gg, which is a wonderful tool that we have found here at Sword and Key to support our long-term games. Basically, you can impact this game. Yes, you in the chat can impact this game. You can provide advantages and crits and even things like black spots, which provide us a serious level of difficulty or an additional hurdle to something like a magical storm or a wereshark bite. All these things you can do by donating through Pally.gg. Anytime you donate through Pally, it gets evenly distributed based on shares to these lovely people, and it tells them that you appreciate them in a financial way, should you be able to do so. I should say, if you do donate directly through Twitch, that's great. It's appreciated. It helps the channel directly. But Twitch does take its cut, so we more encourage Pally for that sort of thing. So, taking that into account, I should also say that if we do hit a black spot, I said this a few episodes ago, I think I'll stick to this. If we do hit a black spot, I will also do a sea shanty, so we can combine those incentives. A little bit of good, a little bit of bad, balances out. Okay, all of that said, I'm going to have these people say, like I said, a little bit about themselves and their characters. So, Mare, if you don't mind starting us out.
Yeah, let me go first so I can figure out what I'm ordering for food, because we are getting gyros or Mediterranean, etc., etc. Delicious. Anyway, hi, I'm Mare. I use they, she pronouns, and I play Acacia, your lovely soul knife rogue / druid, who is now suddenly very stressed about having to find a last-minute
birthday gift because Wynni's birthday is tomorrow.
We do have an in-game birthday tomorrow. Yeah, hopefully you all thought long ahead for this, considering you've been on a ship for so long with this person that's your friend and all that.
She needs to tell us when her birthday is.
She did, yeah,
Not our fault.
It's like one of the only crew members that actually has an official birthday. The rest of you all have like founding days and surface days and all this kind of stuff. I believe Mikyl is next.
Hi, fam. I'm Mikyl, he, him pronouns. I'm playing Proximus, your Triton Shadow Sorcerer Paladin with a Guardian of Infinite Sea Oath. Horizons Call, our Horizons Call. I say ours because we all kind of worked on it. I feel like I was inspired by all these folks, our homebrew Paladin Oath. So, yeah.
Yes, the Horizon has absolutely called a few of your characters. I'm glad you all are picking up. It'd be very awkward to get a Horizon's voicemail. I should also thank Mikyl, as always, for making the character art, which you can see on screen. You will also see potentially in battle maps that we have in the future. Mikyl has done art for Sword and Key for a number of shows. We're immensely grateful. He's actually doing new versions of the cast of characters here. So look out in the near future for some really awesome Horizons Call artwork. We have seen the silhouette of Scarlet recently, the new Scarlet. So I'm looking forward to seeing the final product on that. Kaila, speaking of Scarlet.
Hi, hello. My name is Kaila, she, her pronouns. I play our lovely murder mermaid, Scarlet Shores, also she, her pronouns. And I'm very happy to be back with my crew.
Absolutely. And last but absolutely not least, Eva.
Hi, hello, it's me, Eva, she, her pronouns, and I am playing your birthday girl, Wynni, who is happy to be home, and she is a alchemical sea elf artificer. Some organization of adjectives and nouns. Thank you for your time.
Wonderful. Fantastic. Great. Well, we are actually going to back up a little bit in time. We're going to time travel a little bit, because I wanted to pick up from kind of a couple of different episodes, really. If you've stuck with us for Horizons Call, we appreciate it. A couple episodes ago, we did a Scarlet prequel, the final prequel of our main cast of characters, which Kaila was wonderful enough to think of basically concluding that prequel in media res, basically concluding that prequel in modern time as Scarlet telling Marcus Ashe where she came from, how she became who she was, this tragic story that she basically had shape her, mostly unwillingly. So I do actually want to pick up right there as they are talking on the deck of the Bloodhound at night under the moonlight. So Scarlet, you and Marcus, as we kind of described in your prequel, you all are still heading to Fal Laimaril at this point. The rest of the crew of the Bloodhound have gone to bed. Likely the rest of the crew of the Redemption have gone to sleep. And, you know, the lanterns you can see at night far off from the keelboats and the Bloodhound as you sail side by side with your sister ship. It's just you and Marcus. And he has just listened to the tale of tragedy and woe, the tale of Scarlet Shores. It's quiet for a moment. You two have just shared these immense words of poetry to each other. What's going through Scarlet's head?
I feel like that's a loaded question.
Yeah, it is. You're right. Good job identifying it.
Honestly, I feel a little bit of relief is probably coming over her because this is a story that she does not share to many. Not the exact story of what has happened and what went down with the unicorn, the crew, and the aftermath. So a sense of relief, but also scared of the vulnerability.
So there's a lot of thoughts racing of, I feel so much better from saying all of these things, but also, why did I say all these things?
At this point, I think we established that you and Marcus have gotten through together most of a bottle of rum at this point, probably heading towards that vulnerability. And he just like in this nighttime, he puts a hand on your shoulder and just kind of like kneads a thumb just a little bit. And he doesn't say anything, but he just takes his first mate's coat off, wraps it around your shoulders, and just continues looking out at the moon. He has nothing to say at this point that he thinks will add anything to what you've said, more just like sitting with the silence of it all.
That's pretty fair. I wouldn't know what to say after a story like that either. And I think Scarlet would want to do the same, of just sharing a space that seems safe enough to share that story. And appreciate the fact that there's no, well, you should have done this better. You should have just told Eula to fuck off. Because everyone knows. You can't tell her that. Scarlet tried.
Yeah, some time goes by, and he finally just looks over to you and goes, well, shit. Sorry, it was the only thing I could think of to actually say.
That's fair.
There's a lot of things that I feel like I should say, like, you're stronger now that you're out of it. It must have made you the person that you are, and steel is only forged in a crucible, and all those back things. I don't know. Some people think that scars and calluses make us harder and better fit for the real world. The real world will only leave scars. I don't think that's fair. I don't think people should have to go through things that you did. And I'm sorry that you did.
Life isn't fair, Marcus.
It certainly isn't.
These were the hand I was dealt, and I have handled it not so great. But I have tried to make the best of it.
No, actually, I don't think that's fair. I think you've handled it, and this is not being disingenuous or just trying to just coddle. I think you've handled it incredibly well. All things told, look at where you are. There's so many other ways this story could have gone, which ended with you dead or worse, or going along with things. Blood on your hands, more blood on your hands. Gods know we both have enough.
All it took was me for selling my soul twice to an equally worse thing than Eula. You saw it. I do apologize for that, but
you
can't be too careful.
It took me a couple of weeks to come to terms with that, if I'll be honest. But I understand why you did it. But at the same time, I don't think you did sell your soul. You're still here. As far as I can tell, the transaction has not gone through.
That's because it's not done with me yet.
I suppose. Well,
Eula was just its first step towards whatever its mission is. I am but a tool. I don't think I can get out of this one.
You say that, but you got out of your first one.
Well, that's because I signed the pact with something that even Eula feared.
Is it? From what I've heard, you and your friends handed Eula to herself a few times over. I saw that thing. It exists on this plane, which means it can be killed. not saying I know how, but I'm not willing to give you up, Captain.
Well, that's good, considering you're my first mate. You're my first mate, not my second mate. Second mates don't exist, I don't think. Kaila knows a lot about boats, okay?
Not unless you want to be terribly pedantic about it. There's a reason that they don't call them number 2. Imagine if Picard had been yelling number 2.
Derek,
On
I've
the
also
deck of
never
the
seen Star
Enterprise.
Trek, it's fine.
Well, just imagine a bald British man yelling number 2. Scarlet, all I'm saying is for what it's worth, for everything that I have seen, for all the things that I have done and been through, I have enough experience to know what it's like to look up from the bottom of a pit and not know your way out. But there's still that light there, and I'm still proud of you for finding that light when you can. That's all.
Well, if that's all, then I guess we should actually get to some sort of sleeping. I think we've got the long way ahead of us.
Hi, Captain. And he doesn't move until you do. He's not going to leave you out there in the night.
And I'll just go stay awake in my damn captain's quarters then, since Carly doesn't sleep.
Okay. So let's say eventually you do return to your captain's quarters. It's does Scarlet keep? I know you have dark vision, all that kind of stuff. Your newly refurbished captain's quarters with the stained glass fixed and a bed that isn't torn to shreds and all that kind of stuff. Does Scarlet turn lanterns on when she stays up all night? She'd sit in the dark. What does Scarlet do? In the night?
Keeps a relatively dim lantern. It's not all lit up, but there is at least something, so it's not completely dark.
Scarlet, out of those shadows that loom from that lantern, because a lantern only casts so much light, even in a room like that, and will always leave dark corners. You begin to spot those shadows bleeding in, and that blackness, almost like the shadows themselves, liquefy into this pool of ink, essentially, that slowly begins to flood the room, and you actually see it as it hits your feet and begins to just rise. You have a good idea of what this is, but is there anything you'd like to do?
There's nothing I can do.
And as you resign yourself to your situation, and this inky water rises to the ceiling, you feel that pressure again, like you're at the bottom of the ocean, this self-contained space in your captain's quarters. And the voice echoes through the depths around you. Are you playing with your food, Scarlet?
No, he's not food.
Then why mark him?
Insurance policy.
I gave you this gift so that you could mark people, beings, for me. If you're adding another to your list of safety, then you need to give me another in return.
Okay.
That wasn't so hard, now was it?
I've never meant for this to be difficult.
Then stop touring around.
I don't give you many commands. I don't ask much of you at all for the power that I give you. The least you can do is show a little respect.
I stopped showing respect when Eula became a royal pain in my ass. You're lucky I'm not treating you like I treated her.
Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
This is gonna be fun! $14.
You are going to take 20 points of psychic damage. And it almost feels physical in a way. It's like the depths kind of crush around you.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like your bones should break. But you also realize that it's not actually physical, that whatever this is in your mind. Scarlet, you seem to be under some sort of illusion that we are equals in this arrangement. I don't want there to be any illusions. You serve me, and I give you power in return. It's very simple. Your servitude is to supply beings for me. Mark them and let them be mine. I don't even ask that you kill them. I don't even ask that you take them to the sea.
A
But if
bit
you talk,
stereotypical, huh?
if you take that tone with me again, I will destroy everything you love. And you can pretend like there's things you don't love, Scarlet, but we both know better. A time is coming when you will be useful. A time is coming when everything will be different. When you will make your last act of service, and you can have everything you've ever wanted. Till that point, behave. And you snap out of it. And the inky water floods out of the room to where it goes. It almost floods back to those dark corners, those shadowy corners. And it's like you're able to catch your breath again, almost like even, a merfolk under the water should be able to breathe, but it was almost hard for you to breathe, like thick air.
Trying to breathe through oil instead of water.
Kind of, yeah. I will offer this as the days go by and the night goes on. Is there anything Scarlet wanted to do before reaching Fal Laimaril?
Other than turn on all the lights she possibly can in her cabin? No.
You were able to do so. Okay. Let's go ahead and pick up then where we left off last time. Actually, I haven't even given Mikyl a chance to do a recap, so this is a good time to do that recap. Yeah, don't make that face. Okay. Mikyl, please. I am so very sorry, although this also does work out because your recap was for the last session. So, Mikyl, go ahead and...
I was going to say, I feel like you're breaking, like we're breaking immersion. We were going well, like...
This works out. Yeah, Mikyl, go ahead and give us that... give us the recap from our last session, since this technically was 2 sessions ago. Sorta, kinda.
Well, the last time we met our horizon-hopping heroes, Wynni, Acacia, and I roamed the sunken Warforged city of Almborg. I couldn't say it in
there you go.
Almborg. It's
say like a translator.
Yeah. Acacia seemed to be very distracted while under the sea, but Curio received the new Warforged frame from a frame creator, Dr. Shelley Isaac, at the White Forge. Wynni talked us into an archaeological site in which the citizens were so gracious enough to allow us to help work for them for free. I don't know. Usually, somebody gets paid for this, but we did it for whatever reason. In doing so, I uncovered a cultist artifact that unleashed a death embrace, or hell clam, as we called it. While we fought off the frightened fiend, we also found new powers within ourselves. As little baby Jeffrey landed the finishing blow, Wynni found a pearl of power in the hell clam. What else? We returned to the ship to finish embarking on our voyage to Wynni's home of Fal Laimaril. I think I said that right. Probably not. Within the 20 days, Scarlet began teaching Acacia and Wynni the lost language of Elder. I learned more mariner skills and how to use navigation tools. Acacia borrowed some tools to modify her staff with gems. It is very pretty. As I was at the helm one evening, I saw Acacia on the deck. She seemed to glow like the midnight, the moon, through the moonlight, and it was like the stars became her. The purples drowned out all the dim light, and it was only Acacia remaining, bright and peaceful. It was very beautiful. Ever since then, it seems like she is in a better mood, probably the best mood that I have ever seen her in. When we ventured close to Femerel, a brigade of sea elf constables stopped us, and we met the stern Wynni that we have never seen before. It was quite scary. They allowed us into the bay, and Wynni's mothers set up housing for the refugees from Cora. As we took port, Wynni's friend or girlfriend, she said, I'm not quite sure what that means, but B showed up and took us to Wynni's mother's home at the Broken Mast Farms. I am done now.
I love I am dumb now being the final thing that Proximus writes anytime that he writes in his journal or carves into the wood of the ship.
That is now canon.
Fantastic. So, okay. You all have, like Proximus said, you all dropped your ships off along with most of their crew and all of the keelboats with the refugees. They're basically staying in sea elf hotels. A city like this has areas where people can stay en masse. A city has a lot of people coming through, so there's plenty of taverns and things like that. Essentially, Wynni's moms have rented out a lot of space, enough space for your refugees and your crew, and your ships are going to be docked appropriately. So you all, beneath the waves, have found yourself at Broken Mast Farms, Wynni's home and the business operated by her two moms, and you see Wynni's family swimming, I guess, in front of you. Wynni, why don't you describe what your home kind of looks like?
Yes, I can do that. I've been there many times. One might say I grew up there.
They might.
So it's just outside the city, right? Because you don't have a farm in the middle of a city without paying exorbitant taxes. So I don't know why I'm doing this in Wynni's voice. It's hard enough to do anyway. But there's large, open, kind of pasture areas, one might say, for the sea cows to roam safely. And then there's they're protected areas, right? Because they can roam and whatnot, but there's got to be safe spaces for them to come in at night and whatnot and still doze I don't want to say anything bad about sea cows, but they're not really good on the whole, like, defensive side of things. So, kind of like regular cows, actually. But it's kind of up on a hill, so it's this, like, rolling slope, and there's coral and there's, you know, rocks and stuff too, but it's a lot of, like, cleared out open area with a lot of seagrass of varying heights. Good for playing hide and seek if you're so inclined. Be a little weird because we're all adults, but whatever. I don't judge. And then there's this, Wynni wouldn't say it was big exactly, but it's sizable. Home-like structure, adjacent to a little, like, work building. It is, old but nice. It's very... She's always said farm, but it's definitely more like Kentucky horse country farm than, like, rustic, you know? It's... it's money farm. It's... yeah. And looming in the back, you can't miss it, is a very large, sunken ship, where the farm gets its name, Broken Mast. You'll never guess. The mast is broken. And it's quite old. It is a very old ship. There's, yeah, little fishes. It's a little safe, enclave type thing.
So, as indicated by Wynni, because there are manatees and I believe said seahorses, things like that, you are closer to the surface. You can even see part of the ship peeking above. So
This
you're in
is
like the shallows.
Snorkeling territory.
Yeah, like even the manor kind of peaks above. So there's a surface area and a bottom. Yes, Mayor.
Eva, I have a very important question. Since this is a farm, are there herding and guard dogs?
It's the dogfish, yeah. Yeah.
Good.
That's why
Had
we
to
raise
know.
dogfish too. Yeah.
Yes, there are some
Perfect.
bottom feeding sharks, dogfish, with little collars. Just for Eva, we can say that they are dachshund sharks. So they are a little stretched out and have little spots above their eyes. Yeah.
Dachshunds aren't good for herding, though. They get
No.
stepped
Fantasy
on. They're
world,
too
Kaila.
small.
But they are badger dogs, so they're good at, like, getting into, like, those little small spots. And I think if you combine
Yeah.
a dachshund with a dog shark,
Dachshund and corgis.
See, they don't have any catfish here to deal with the sea mice, so the dogfish deal with it. We're getting too deep into it.
Also, no, we're in the shallows. You
We are.
explicitly said that. But
I did.
No seals because it's not the, like, zone for it. But I feel like with all the seagrass, we probably get some sea lions every once in a while. Just, like, coming through. Not as, like, part of the like deer.
Wild ones.
Yeah, wild ones. Like, they just come to hang out and, like, then they leave.
Graze.
How else did Bee learn her sea lion form?
Yeah, see, exactly.
So you will find yourselves in front of Wynni's family. I last time, anything anybody wanted to do, just to give Kaila a fair shot at this as well. Before you, so you were at the day before Wynni's birthday, or 125th birthday, a special one, her century and a quarter.
I had to do math for that, y'all.
Anything anybody wanted to do before you meet Wynni's family? It's a very big moment.
Proximus, do you have any ideas on what we should get Wynni?
Well,
Wait, Scarlet did just arrive. Should I rope her into this conversation? This is mentally Eva. You don't have to cover your ears.
Oh yeah, we'll say Wynni has run forward to hug her family. It's a big old group hug sort of thing.
We
to
did
describe
that, like, the Mission Impossible, like the cocking her arms to, like, get her hug ready for, like, her whole family.
Oh, the yeah,
Henry
yeah,
Cavill. Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill
It
thing.
just,
Yeah,
yeah.
the shotgun pump of the arms. Yeah.
For a hug. Yes.
Okay,
This is
really
what I do.
stretch it
This
out.
is-
Yeah.
This is what chest day is for. I'm going to be the best hugger ever. Just doing butterflies, like, yes.
The ship's tiny little gym.
So I'm like, wait, hold on. Scarlet did just join us. Let me rope her into the conversation. I'm going to use my
think that's a
thingy
good
again.
idea.
So 3 hours between Scarlet, me, and Proxy. Scarlet, we have a very important question Proximus and I need to ask you. Do you have any idea what we should get for Winnie's birthday?
I was under
That
the
is the
impression.
same face that we made.
I
I
was
say
under.
in my mind, yeah.
I was under the impression that we were going solo for this.
Do you want to go solo, or would you want to just do something together so it's a little easier? Because I
I
don't know
think-
what the heck.
I think it would mean a lot to Winnie if we all got her something that meant something to us, from us to her.
Does anybody
So
have
maybe
any
we should go
ideas?
solo.
Can we at least go together and get stuff solo? But can
Oh,
we
absolutely.
Okay.
How do we get?
In
how
fact,
do we
I
ditch
might
Winnie?
need your help with something.
Me or Scarlet?
Acacia.
Yes.
Sure. What were you gonna say, Scarlet?
How do we get rid of Winnie?
Do you think Winnie is going to not want to see her family for the rest of the day?
But I would think that Winnie would also want all of us to meet her family.
Well, that's why I'm saying we do it afterwards. I'm not going to impede on family time. I ditched the 3 of you as soon as I got to Cora.
Her.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, me,
But
and then
Winnie just thinks of us as her family, though, so she would just
true,
kind of
but
loop us all
also-
together.
but also we're our own people. We can say we have business.
What
We want to
business do we
explore.
have here? We
I mean,
don't
you have your. I mean, we both have to check in with the ship, right, Scarlet? So I have to check in with the Innocents. You have to check in with, and then Acacia, you have to check
Cora.
in with your people.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, we have excuses.
I think those are pretty.
That
Pretty
might be the
solid.
smartest thing that I have ever said.
I'm just going to say, yeah, if she asks why, that's what we say. But honestly, it's a big city. Could just want to explore. I've never been here. I don't know if you two have ever been here.
Nope.
But she will want, if we say, oh, we want to look around, she will leave. She will definitely show us around. So we don't want her to leave. We have to have separate tasks.
We're just going to check on the ships after we meet Winnie's
Right.
family.
Yeah, we'll be
Also-
right back. It's no big deal.
Also, worst comes to worst, I feel like B would be on our side. That's the vibe I get from her.
If worse comes to worse, we just run.
Should we loop her in?
I don't want to waste my
Run.
energy starting a new conversation. Maybe later. Anyway, sorry. Looks like they're done hugging.
They are all like, I don't mean to do this to Winnie's family. They're all like done hugging, still kind of holding each other, and in that way that Winnie just like stands there and waves with a big smile. They're all doing like synchronously.
Hive mind kind of vibe
Oh,
going
that's-
on.
Oh, that's unnerving. That's a little
Stepford
unnerving.
Sea elves.
Yeah.
I love sea elves in this world.
Yeah.
So there are, in addition to Winnie, there are 4 members currently there. You would know that there are 5 members of Winnie's family, as she likely would have told you several times over. So there are 5 members of Winnie's family that are not current. The 5th member is not currently present, but you do see. And actually, Eva, did you want to do physical descriptions for these individuals?
It sounds like you kind of already have them loaded up.
I have something. If you don't, so I wanted to at
I
least
think
offer
we've
that
talked
to you.
it over before.
Yeah, we were introduced like at least visually last time because I remember lots of fucking swords.
You
Right.
Would,
Yes,
you
so-
would absolutely remember that.
So you would see the sword sister is Lena or Fralina is her name, Phrylena. And Fralina is a sea elf, a femme-presenting sea elf, who is, you would say, probably younger than Winnie, judging mostly by like physical, or not physical, but like her kind of her stance. She seems more like a college kid to kind of like hand this to you guys. But lots of swords on both hips. The left side actually has 2 swords on it. There's like knives down the way. There's like a larger knife along her back. She's not actually wearing armor of any type. It's actually rather light and more casual, but I would say, giving you all have been in combat many times. You would notice that a lot of these are dueling swords, so they're not actually, and I say that in a way of like training swords. Like not all of them are necessarily sharp. A lot of practice is going on here, but also she like thinks swords are cool and kind of uses them as a fashion statement. Wynni's mums are Varus and Lavinia. And Lavinia has like this very large kind of hairdo to her, very sharp features. I would say that, Wynni, well established and attractive self. Her family, all the same, statuesque, but in a way that's like warm and welcoming, not like that cold sharpness that you get with like some supermodels, where it's like kind of intended that they feel cold and far off. These people are like blushing and warm and welcoming. The smiles are genuine. They all have the similar coloring, that light blue with the kind of like coral green hair to them. And yeah, again, Lavinia, lots of hair. It kind of comes down in tendrils. Lavinia is a druid, which Wynni would probably have told you, and kind of is dressed as such. She has lots of pockets on her, which you would come to find out are full of treats for the various creatures that are around the farm. Wynni's other mom is Varus, who is dressed in more like worn leathers than anything else. She has a shorter haircut, but again, warm smile. Like the appreciation of animals is probably what brought these two together, that they have imparted then on their children as well. The person that stands like taller than the rest, still shorter than Proximus, but taller than the rest, is the only mask presenting member of Wynni's family here, who you would know is Sirid, who you would also note has an arm in a sling. So as he's kind of swimming, you kind of swim by like kicking your feet a little bit, maybe moving your arms. He has his left arm in a sling and is only like kind of stabilizing himself with his right arm. Again, nobody's really wearing armor. The only armed one is Ferlina. I need to memorize these names. And you kind of get that's just a fashion statement. These people are welcoming. You have this long path leading towards this rather large manor type house, but cozy, and you can see the manatees in the fields and the seahorses, and they are just welcoming you. So the descriptions aside, what would you all like to do?
I also want to be clear that the seahorses are the rideable kind, right? The large.
These are giant seahorses. Yeah. Yes, we don't have like itty bitty little seahorses just in a 1 mile long field. These, I should say, yes, because this is fancy. These are giant seahorses, like the kind you would see Aquaman riding, that are out in the field. And yeah, plenty of greens and things for them to eat.
Friend family, come meet my family.
Start trotting, swim trotting. However that works.
Yes, just
swim trotting.
Can we get like
Just
little
kick it a little
flippers attached to to the hoofs?
No, because horses are good swimmers.
They are too.
And yeah, as you walk up, you see the family as I have such described. And yeah, they kind of like in unison say welcome, and Varus looks to you and says, Wynni's told us so much about you in, well, the moments that we've just seen her here. Thanks for getting our kid back to us safe. You're Acacia and Scarlet and Praximo. I'm just kidding. Proximus.
I am so used to it.
I tried to cover everything, but I didn't cover everything. I didn't have a whole lot of time.
It's been a while. We need to talk about everything. But I'm really glad that you're safe. Everything we hear is that it's getting rough out there. So I'm really glad you're back, kid.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be back. And really, we only ran into a couple almost fatal situations.
Couple?
Well,
And
what would you consider?
Several.
I guess.
Couple means two, several. Anyway, a lot.
I wouldn't say
When-
a lot.
Oh no.
She's gonna
Pretty
look
much
to
on
her
a
mom's.
regular
Not
basis.
a lot. No.
Oh,
when Lavinia
no, not a
hears
lot.
that, she turns to Frelina and goes, "You're not leaving the house. Ever. Ever.
Sorry, kid.
Well, come on, everybody. Come on inside. Would you all like some red drink?
My mom's make the best red drink.
This is, I
I
will
will
establish
take.
this
I
right
will
now.
take a red drink. Yes.
Winnie's mom's red drink is basically just Kool-Aid. Winnie's, like, the red drink in the rest of the world is like spiked Kool-Aid. So Winnie's interpretation of red drink has been massively misshaped by this experience.
About the
and-
faces on like people she's met on the surface, like, yeah, I've been having red drinks since I was a kid. The horror.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, yeah, that explains a lot. Jeez.
She's just horrifying bartenders across the map.
Retroactively calling CPS. Like, who are these moms?
And they welcome you all into their home, and it is as cozy as you would expect. The lower levels, again, are underwater, and have a number of rooms to them. There's almost like a duplicate of some types of rooms. Like, if you want to sleep and don't want to be underwater while you're doing it, hey, there's a bedroom upstairs. The kitchen is upstairs, as it would make sense, because, hey, it's hard to cook things underwater. But yeah, there's storage areas, there's sitting areas. It's there's a lot of space, but you also get that for a family this size, they kind of needed this space, and there's just a lot of room for activities. You would note that there are artifacts lining the wall. There are plenty of like certificates and honorifications for the different siblings. You kind of pick up that Siren is a pretty high order cleric of Deep Seychelles, who is one of the big sea elf gods, like the big sea elf god. And you even note that he has a pennant that he wears around his neck that is in the shape of a dolphin, which is the symbol of Deep Seychelles. You would also see the name Ralin, which you know as the other brother, who has a lot of certificates and trophies and things like that when it comes to wizardry and magic casting. And Frelina seems to be like the kid of the moment, because a lot of her stuff is out and about. And there's a painting at the top of the second floor of the entire family together, and lots of stuff about, manatee raising and all this. It's a very cozy but well lived in home.
I would submit. Well, I would just say, oh my gosh. Okay, Proximus, Scarlet, you probably get it. But Acacia, okay, if you go into my room, which it's been a while, so I don't know exactly what state I left it in, but, look, there was a time I had never been to the surface, and I thought, like, I had some ideas about it, right? And so, like, maybe there's some pictures, and I want you to know that, like, I've grown past that. Like, I don't actually think the surface looks like that anymore. Like, I've been there now, so I know. But,
Wynni, I'm not going to snoop in your room without your permission.
Okay, well, I don't know where the day might go, so I'm just saying if you do go into my room for some reason, I know that there aren't, like, dragon bartenders and whatnot, at least not that I've seen, but
Don't
You've never been
dragons
to Terra Commons?
shapeshift?
well, I kind of thought they, maybe could.
You might have met a dragon bartender and not even known it.
Is Winnie's room like painted like a Lisa Frank folder, but just for like the surface?
How did you
Okay.
find my Pinterest board for my dream home, Derek?
It absolutely is. But also, like, I do like to think that she's got, like, this idea of, like, unshapeshifted dragons, like, behind an almost reasonably sized bar. Like there was no concept of just, like,
Sizing.
people having their own, like, cultures having their own, like, areas. Like, I'm kind of in love with her idea of what the surface was like, actually. But,
Everything's a melting pot.
Yeah. So, like...
Everyone gets along.
Yeah, it's the surface.
Happy go lucky.
There's not that much of it. Like, why wouldn't you get along? Oh, but we've learned.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
I hate that I know that Wynni's learned, and it breaks my heart just a little.
The innocence is gone.
No,
Wynni,
it's still there.
Drawings that you have done?
Only some of them, not all of them. We would do craft days some days, so like we would all do some art. And it, sometimes we would
like cut out pictures in magazines and then pasting them together.
Yeah, absolutely. Collage day, and Lena has a flip book that was really good. It was really silly, and I feel like she just has Lena just has like a stone face about this like underwater like sea elf princess story, but it's like, when like little kids are like really good at art for their age. It's like that sort of thing, but it's also like such a ridiculous story that so this over here is our mom's, like, we like to brag about our kids section. You can ignore that. Over here is a little sitting area. I don't know, it's a house. You can kind of just, me house as your house. Also my family's house, but you're my family, so it's also your house.
I do not ignore the family bragging section.
Yeah. It is.
I love it.
It is very intense. I will say, as you're doing that, like, Lena leans up against the wall looking at you, and she just kind of like gives you an up and down, and she goes, "So what are you, like a horse lady or something?"
Yeah, that's
Lena,
exactly what I am.
You can't just say that.
What? Why not? Horse.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's like the typical reaction if someone hasn't seen like a centaur or a gnoll or a harpy.
I know what
this
those
is
things
my
are.
reaction, but whatever.
Our education system is better than that. She knows what a centaur is.
What did you say, Derek? You got
Said, whatever, Eva. It's not Wynni.
That felt like a real conversation
God.
that happened off screen at one point in time.
So sullen.
Sure, they know about centaurs.
Breaks into meta.
Did you have to Ferlina? Did you like have a question that's not completely invasive?
I didn't think that was invasive, but
No,
I
I'm just
apologize if
asking.
it
Don't
was.
ask me about how things work, but do you have like a general question I can help you with?
I don't care how things work. You
Okay.
like knives?
They're cool. They're pretty cool.
Oh yeah. And then she looks over to Proxima. She goes, "What's your deal?"
Well, I don't really have any deals going on right now. I guess I could sell some of my trinkets. I do have a shield that I'm not using anymore. If you would like
I stopped carrying like 2 seconds ago.
He has a glaive.
Weaponry. I like your weapons, but whatever.
Yeah, I bet you do. She's like, "I'm Wynni. I know it's your birthday tomorrow. That's tomorrow. I've got stuff to do today. So I'm glad you're back."
Aw, I'm glad to be back. It's been too long.
Shut up. She
Wynni's
goes,
gonna
just
hug
like,
her.
okay.
Yes.
She doesn't fight it, but she
it.
does that like dead fish, just like,
Yeah.
okay, bye. Bye, all of Wynni's friends.
Bye.
Let me know if you need that shield. I'll give it to you good for a good price. That's the only deal that I have going on right now.
Proximus, I don't think she's going to take you up on that offer.
Yeah.
She asked what the deal was.
We'll talk about literal versus figurative later, maybe.
I literally was going to give her a deal.
But she's not going to use it. She's a dual wielder.
Appreciate you putting up with
true.
My sister. She's a little prickly sometimes. She's going through some like growing up stuff. So thanks for not like, killing her or anything.
We're not going to kill your family.
She's staring straight at Scarlet.
She didn't talk to me.
He didn't. There's a reason.
Yeah. She's rude, not foolish. Yeah, so I don't know when Rollin is coming on in. But
your mom peeks or Varus peeks her head out at that. She goes, he said he would be in tomorrow. He said he had some sort of business, whatever. But, he teleports here and there, and he said he'd be back for your birthday.
I get my whole family together on my birthday. My old and my new family. Ugh. This is going to be the best birthday ever, despite looming war and whatnot.
Speaking of... Go ahead.
Yeah. No, please.
Speaking of that, I think... while you get ready with your family, I know I still have to do some things with mine and check on all the folks from Cora.
Make sure they're all settled in. Are you going to be back for dinner?
Sure. What time's dinner?
We can say it's like 11ish now. It's a little bit before noon. Dinner will be ready. We can say evening. So barring any of you actually having watches, we will say that if you were back in the evening,
time, because then no one knows if they're going to be late.
A time is given. It's in the evening.
Perfect.
So we can say
I can't check the time on my shell phone, Derek.
You can't.
I'm sure there's a clock tower in this city.
There are ways to tell the time. Sundials don't really work underneath the water, But yes, I will say that if you want your character to be back for dinner, they can be back for dinner.
Can we just say that like sending stones are now shells?
Shell phones?
Is that canon?
Yeah.
Can we make that canon?
Please.
So they're shell phones.
You all just haven't gotten shell phones yet, but yeah, they absolutely are.
We probably should look into that at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little more of a permit solution than what I do.
I like to imagine there's just like
you think we could
a guy on a corner.
add that to our search list in town today? Sending
shell phones.
Shell phones.
Link pearls.
AC and C.
If you find one,
Horizon instead of Verizon.
Oh my god.
That's why it's the Horizon's call.
Yeah.
If you find one, I'm gonna stick around here a little bit and like catch up. But if you want to take little Jeffrey, he's got my money. I should probably not do it that way, but that's
how far can little Jeffrey travel from you?
His own consciousness. He's just a little guy.
He is just a little guy.
He's just a little guy. What are you gonna do? He's just a little guy.
I have it. It's hilarious. I didn't just like close it. Also, I can't remember if we actually discussed his swim speed.
I'm sure he has a little propeller on the back. He's
got a fly speed of 30. If he's using propeller, I'll give him a swim speed of 30.
He has to be within 120 feet of me to channel magic.
Okay, but otherwise he should be able to go about his life. Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
Especially if he's not going to be doing anything but like holding my bag, literally.
Yeah.
I linked to Scarlet and Mikyl again. I don't know, Mikyl Proximus. You've known little Jeffrey longer than me. Can he keep a secret?
All he says is Jocelyn.
He's been saying a little more lately.
Oh, but I feel like he records everything.
That's creepy.
Like his little eyes, sometimes I walk by and it just looks like he's looking at me all the time. Like he just follows me around.
He's attached to your soul. It's okay.
You look at him right now in Wynni's bag, and he's just staring straight at you.
Yeah,
You know what? I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine.
When in doubt, we just leave him on the ship.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Little Jeffrey taps into your psychic link. I'm no narc.
How'd he do that? No.
The most powerful one of all of us has always been Luke.
Right.
Turns out, shocking.
Little Jeffrey's actually the big bad the whole time.
All right, Joffrey.
He's more of an
Did I ruin it?
ambivalent deity than a malicious one. Yeah, he is unkind and uncaring.
Joke's on you. Wynni's been a cleric to little Jeffrey this whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, hopeless.
All right, Joffrey, you can hop on.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's just in his mouth, the bag. It's...
Little Jeffrey
he won't bite you.
goes
You have to
behind.
reach in there?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, he won't bite you, but if someone else tried to steal something, he probably would.
Yeah, the jaw unhinges just like to where it's almost flat. And it looks like a bear trap.
Do you want us
With
to
the
pick up
teeth?
anything?
Oh.
I'm just
For
saying,
you?
if you... Oh my god, was the sending stone conversation was out loud, right? Like...
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. If you happen to find a sending stone, like a group of them or whatever, like you can just take my share out of the bag, toss the sending stone in, and then bring it back. And if you need anything else, he can carry stuff for you. It's just a little bag of holding.
With the consciousness.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. Depending on how you.
Now,
define
well, aren't we all
consciousness.
just bags holding things
Nope.
with consciousness as well?
Nope.
Wynni sits down and disassociates for a moment.
I was like, nope.
I will say that Siren has been standing there the whole time, Winnie's older brother with the arm in the sling. And he kind of looks to Winnie of you after you all have had this weird ass conversation. Little Jeffrey, I should also note, has taken a seat like where Acacia's saddle would be, and it's just like they're like, giddy up, like unmoving, but just yeah.
Siren,
But Siren
look
is
what I made. Not Acacia,
yeah.
the shark.
No, I Winnie, your friends are as normal as you are, and I mean that in the nicest way.
Thanks. See, I told you all
I
Siren
take
was
offense
okay.
to that one.
I was about to say I'm a little offended too.
I don't think I even noticed. I'm like, oh, thank you.
He looks to all of you and goes, Siren, can't remember if I actually introduced myself. I just want to let you all know that if you are heading into the city, I was actually going to save this for tomorrow, but I want to give you all a heads up. In 2 days, we actually are invited to a gala at the Imperial, or not, I'm sorry, not the Imperial Palace, but the King and Queen's throne room at the Citadel. So I have an unlimited bring friend list, and families included, as far as Wynni has said, you all are family, so you all are absolutely welcome, but this is the High Royalty, High King and Queen, Princess, High Council of Fal Laimaril. It would mean a lot to me personally, as I am receiving an award, that you all dress nice.
Congratulations. This is very out of left field, but thanks.
Wynni's
Congratulations.
Going to. I feel like he's a bit taller than she is. But
Certainly.
she's going to throw her arms around him. Careful of the arm. Oh, that's so nice of you. Thank you. I am really worried to ask what your special award is for. Because I feel like it involves your arm, and that was probably really dangerous. And I hope you were safe, but not that safe if you hurt your arm.
I'm not the only one. There were a bunch of us that are receiving medals of valor and servitude to the kingdom in defense of its borders. I don't know if we even heard about this, Wynni. We had an incursion from Sahuagin and Homerids and eel folk few weeks ago at this point, I unfortunately got hit with a weapon that appeared to be a little cursed, and the clerics are still trying to figure that one out. So until that time, he kind of like shoves his arm, not healing up as fast as I would like. But yes, they're still going to pin a medal on me for it, so better than nothing.
You don't happen to be a wereshark, are you?
No, there
We have
weren't any.
experience with weresharks.
I was
My best
wondering.
friend's a wereshark. Was a wereshark. Both.
B was a wereshark?
No, my other best friend.
You can have more than one best friend. Maybe don't think about it too hard. It's not a problem.
There weren't any weresharks in this incursion, and as far as I know, nobody was bitten by any.
Good.
So
this party.
yes,
It's fancy.
The palace is
It-
very nice.
How
it is
how fancy are we speaking?
royalty fancy, and as I understand it, this is it's a dual sort of event. They're going to be honoring defenders of Fal Laimaril in addition to also bringing in ambassadors and dignitaries from nearby kingdoms and dominarchies and whatever else. Fal Laimaril has realized that it needs allies in what became a war recently. We were trying to stay out of it. It involved us nonetheless. So we are entertaining potential allies. So bear that in mind as well.
Just
There
out
will
of
be
curiosity.
others. Yes, please.
Who is coming from other places as ambassadors and emissaries?
Yeah, we kind of made some people mad, so
I think the biggest one is the Empire, the Nerian. Are they coming?
I don't believe we're entertaining any surfacers.
Okay.
As far as I
okay.
know, Fal Laimaril is still trying to keep out of the surface war, but we absolutely are going to be, unfortunately, a part of the Denizen War. So I would assume from nearby kingdoms there's going to be likely the Coalinth, lizard folk, if I were to guess. They might be, well, they're the ones that are amphibious, so the closest thing to a surfacer would be the lizard folk. Lokathas are essentially our allies anyway, but they're always invited. And then there are eel folk nearby, the Triton Dominarchy, and the Merfolk Kingdom would likely be invited as well.
Wonderful.
You said the Tritons.
Yes, the Valderan Dominarchy are to the west of us, and we've always had peaceful trade with them. I don't believe we've ever come to blows in our history, but yes. Are you? I'm sorry. Are you a member of that Dominarchy?
I am not, and this is the first time that I've heard of these Tritons. My tribe is from the Mid-Sea area, so I don't know that we ever had any run-ins with. So I am kind of a neutral party here.
Certainly. And I don't expect any of you to do any type of ambassadorial business, but should you talk to them, you're more than welcome. You are guests of the King and Queen just as much as they are. I will say of the Valdorans, they are militaristic, not to a fatalistic point, but they are a proud warrior people.
Same. They sound like they wouldn't get along because of
maybe
that.
you'll have a lot to talk about.
Yes, I'm always interested in meeting new Tritons.
If someone needs, say, something to wear to this party, where might one look?
Oh, well, the city has plenty of options if you're looking to shop for almost anything. This is one of the largest cities beneath the waves, fortunately, for all of you who might be shopping for things. So, to talk to you out of character, if you are going to be looking for clothing, there is high shelf finery. A lot of these names come thanks to Eva. So, yes, if you depending on what you're looking for, there's likely a shop for it. Whether you all are looking for armor, weapons, magic items, if you all are going to tattoos, heck, there's that too. There's museum. There is the temple district, houses of healing. There's a coral garden, which is very lovely. There are taverns. Yeah, lots of stuff.
I know I marked a lot of stuff on your maps. I don't think I marked any fancy dress shops, but if someone wants to hand me their map, I can mark it down now, and you can just copy it over.
Proximus hands over his map. Yep.
Same for me.
Do a little top hat. Where
Yes, you have to buy off the rack, Scarlet.
No custom work, yeah.
Hey, if you find a magical clothing shop, someone can transmute your design into reality.
Yeah,
that sounds expensive.
It does, yes.
These nicer places will do a
one
lot
day
of,
turnaround.
Yeah, it's a bit
But 24
close,
hours.
But they know their business, and they're not doing it all by hand. So depending on where you go,
Sounds like a lot of money for someone who just paid to fix a lot of ships.
Also, Kaila, even though she's living on a ship and roughing it a little bit, Scarlet's a bougie bitch.
Yes, 1,000%.
She's accustomed to the luxury,
a certain
side of life.
lifestyle. Yeah.
Well, and the thing about a sea elf city is a lot of their stuff inherently has
They're still
magic
elves.
into it. Yeah, there's still. Speaking of bougie, yes, there's still elves.
Yes, I'm sure either off the rack or I'm sure there are places that can do a little bit of a fitting, or make something whole cloth. Who knows? Or whole seaweed, or whatever you want it made out of. There's one shop that'll make you a gown out of clouds. I don't recommend it. That's really expensive.
That seems
good.
a little impractical for a little author.
Yeah, well, there's above ground stuff too, but
Just need a
Think about
nice
it's cotton
top.
candy.
yeah,
What
But
is
people talk,
Wynni's,
it's just like a raccoon in the water.
Wynni's brother's name again?
Which one? There's
The sling.
One that's here.
Siren.
Siren. Cera.
Proximus will go up to Siren and be like, okay, so I am not really from here, and I don't know what's, I guess, acceptable to wear at something that is so fancy. Do you have any recommendations?
Honestly, you were the last one I was worried about, considering you're wearing black mithril, which is incredibly fancy. You might want to put some heavier cloth or something under it, but dress it up.
Polish
but
it.
you're already dressed to impress. Where did you even find that?
All of my people have armor of this nature. In fact, Wynni has some also that was given to her, that she found from my people. Coincidence?
Maybe.
I think if you looked at Winnie's bag, where little Jeffrey had come from, her armor is strapped to it, and it's
okay.
between the floor and her bag.
Yeah, because Wynni did change. We did establish that to come beneath the waves.
Yeah, she's
in the mind link from Proximus to Acacia, I was like, Acacia, I need that armor. It's part of the present. I need it. Can you ensure that we swipe that without anybody seeing?
Yes.
I can call a distraction.
Please.
Yeah, I can sneak that away from her.
What kind of
Or try
distraction?
to. Okay, so you're I'm not gonna ask
He
what
gets
you're gonna do
super
with the
jealous.
armor. I'm not gonna ask what
What is going
you're
on
gonna
here?
do with
Yeah.
it, but sure, I'll definitely do my best to get it for you.
I mean, even if we stuff it into Jeffrey to grab later, but I just need it for my present.
It's so big.
Shove it in
Scarlet,
there.
if you wanna, Scarlet, you should ask Wynni to give you a tour of the farm.
Oh yes, can I see your room,
My
Wynni?
room.
I would love to see these pictures that your family has done.
Yes. Well, the pictures in my room are like the pictures I've done. But you'll see a lot of other family artwork on the way up there.
And Wynni has totally seen Proximus's like etchings. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
think
I mean,
so.
I feel like everybody has, right? Okay.
Yeah. His sad boy closet. Yeah. Can't miss it.
Oh, it's too true. That's why it hurts.
We all need a little bit of therapy. It's fine.
Yeah, and it's fine. It's no big deal.
And even though there's like no reason that you would need to know this, like there's absolutely the tour on the way up to the room. So like you now know where Lena's room is and which one was Siren's and is Siren's which one was Rollins, like, you know, the mum's room down at the end. There's like a little sitting room upstairs. And then there's the big door with like a big carved W on it. That's like made out of little like dolphins and seahorses. Like, I'm trying to think of like what style.
I feel like
that
it's the
would be,
only
but-
one that's like decorated.
Yeah, I think Lena's just has like a little wooden plaque out front that just says like "Do not enter."
Yeah, Lena has relocated recently to the basement because that's much cooler.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then she just slams the door open because she wouldn't lock it when she was leaving for a while. As much as you can slam something open underwater. And Lisa Frank, absolute like 80s nightmare. And you can see there's the bed, but there's a desk space that is absolutely cluttered, and it's like clean. It's not like there's dirty dishes up here, but it's like cluttered with like early like learn to be an alchemist kind of kits that she's like cobbled together, and then just started like adding stuff as she got better and better equipment. Very early Frankenstein sort of like vials and like the tubes and everything with little stoppers because I guess they're still underwater. Yes, exactly. A closet that does probably still have stuff spilling out from it, probably half empty from what she took with her, but it's everything from like fancy dresses to coveralls to like baby's first armor kit also, like my first leather armor, and probably a couple like cheap shitty weapons that like she tried and gave up at some point, like a broken staff and just like a dull spear, that sort of stuff. And the walls painted, there's murals again that like Lisa Frank.
Derek, can I cast detect magic?
Yeah, sure.
I want to see if like she was trying to like imbue these weapons with like this is like her first time like really putting together, oh, I can make some shit. But I'll just cast that out and just see what starts glowing and whatnot.
Is this a test of I don't know what school anything is?
So well,
I can tell you what she would have tried to imbue them with.
Yeah, I'm just looking around, kind of taking it all in. I don't need like specific.
It feels like different people experience detect magic in different ways. Do you see color, the color of magic? Do you smell it? How does Proximus experience detect magic?
I would think it would be visual for him. He would definitely look at like different colors of like an aura coming from
Yeah.
something.
I would say this is like shining a black light on a teenage boy's room. There are.
We didn't have to get that dirty.
There is.
I don't need to know this.
Different.
If you
Crime
were never a
scene.
teenage boy.
Crime scene would have also worked.
Yeah.
Different schools of magic have like a red roof in a hotel room. Let's say that. There are different colors for different schools of magic that I like to think of when I think of using detect magic. Absolutely, certain spells have certain auras to them, but I always like to think like Artificer is in itself a different school of magic, and it has like this golden aura to it. So it's almost like you look at Wynni's room, you cast detect magic, and it's almost like there's glitter everywhere. These little spots of sprinkling gold as Wynni tried to cast different spells on the toys that she had to try to make them say things and dab and whatever else. Her posters to make them like visual illusions. Tried to make her carpet a flying carpet at one point. All sorts of like.
It's now just
different...
stuck to the floor. No one knows why.
Yeah, it is. It is a carpet of anti-flying. All these like experimental sort of things. That Wynni is an experimental kind of person, and being an alchemist, a lot of these spells were imbued into potions and things, and kind of you can see them like splashed around here or there. Where Wynni probably had, a potion explode here, as you can see like the scorch mark on the ceiling. It helps not burning a house down that half of it's in water. So yeah, little bits of spells everywhere.
Eva, is there an opportunity for me to swipe your black mithril armor?
Oh, absolutely. She's super distracted.
I would like to swipe that for Proximus, please.
Absolutely. And Eva, you can contest this or not. I leave that to you.
Absolutely. She's too distracted. She doesn't.
You just like dropped it down like in the front near the door.
Yeah, I mean, like, her passive is fine, but like also Acacia's so good, like with Wynni leading the way, it would have taken her like, it's not like she chained it to her backpack, like it's just
solidly strapped there. Takes a minute to undo.
Yeah, like it's probably just like a buckle. Like she probably wouldn't even know that if you were trailing behind. Like
okay.
Proximus, I'll put it in Jeffrey, and Jeffrey can accompany you, so you don't have to carry it.
Thank you so much, Acacia.
Joffrey, stay downstairs. Go with Proximus. Well, I stuff this in his mouth.
He like salutes you. Yeah.
If the brother didn't follow us or the rest of the family is downstairs, I'm just like, I feel like I'm getting really weird looks.
He just like walks past the hallway, sees you shoving this into Jeffrey's mouth as he's saluting you, and just kind of goes, "Yep," and keeps walking.
Yeah.
I feel like
that tracks. Okay.
Yes.
Winnie also would have said, like, as like, this agreement that Jeffrey was going with you, she would have said, like, okay, be my special little man, like, listen to your Acacia and your Proximus and your Scarlet, like, be good. So this is just like, he probably would have done it anyway, but yeah, he's down.
Absolutely.
Good little man.
Yep. I will say, I think the only other, like, notable infusion or magical thing in her room would be like the spear. You can see there's like a little, it's like a scarf being knitted where it hasn't been tied off, right? So there's that like loose thread of magic, how it was unfinished, and it's just this kind of loop. You can't hear it, but you can sort of see the code, I guess, behind the magic, and it's just one of her early infusions of You know the satisfying, like, thwack sound a spear or an arrow makes when it, like, connects solidly with its target? Yeah, it's just that, but it's not like an aiming spell, or it's just the sound of, like... So even if you just dropped it, it would make that, like...
You gave your weapons sound effects.
This
It
feels
is
very much
technically,
like the lightsabers you buy now, or regardless of what you tap,
Yes.
because it makes that really cool sound. Very satisfying. That's very
Yes.
good.
That's exactly what it was. But
A
it, like,
plus.
it very obviously, like there were bugs she needed to work out and, like, never did, so...
The name was probably like the spear of satisfaction. People are like, nope, not that kind.
That's
Yeah, you gotta change it right now.
Yeesh.
Yep.
All right. Well, as you all folks decide where you are going to venture into the city, what gifts you are going to buy for Wynni's birthday, what you're going to wear to this gala, we're going to go ahead and take our break. So stick around, folks. We will be back in about 10 to 15. Go ahead and do the things. Drink some water, pet a pet. Take care of yourselves. We'll be back. Stick around. Vast and welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Ryzen's Call. Just before we jump back into it, a little reminder that if you enjoyed these people as players, which honestly, how could you not? They are fantastic. They tell fantastic stories. They have great characters. They created themselves. All that kind of stuff. You can support them through pally.gg, which you can find in chat. Doing so also allows you, hey, added benefit, bonus, to impact the game that you are watching right now with advantages, crits, black spots, a sea shanty, all sorts of different things that you can do. We highly appreciate that, as opposed to donating directly through Twitch, which does support the channel. It's still appreciated, still works. But Pally individually divvies up whatever you donate, should you be able to, amongst these wonderful people. And you don't actually have to be watching live to donate. Anything you donate still goes to the same account and will just go towards the next game. So if you want to make stuff harder, right up at the top, donate 100 black spots. That's a lot of money. Maybe don't do that. I mean, it's $300. Live your best life. But if you want to make stuff really, really hard, I'll throw a demigod or something at them again, and this time I won't let them level up to the 20 or something like that. Yes, if you do enjoy this game and you enjoy these people, please consider supporting them through pally.gg. Thank you. Let's jump back into it. Okay, so you all have basically decided that it's a shopping day. You're in the big city. Hey, why not? I was really trying to title this episode after some pun of Sex in the City. It didn't end up working out. That's fine. Where is everybody headed?
I feel like Acacia's waiting outside because I ditched a little early to get the armor for my Proximus. So
Yeah.
I think I'm waiting outside for Scarlet and Proximus to come back out, and we can head out together.
So, Acacia,
Yeah, I
you've got
think
the armor in Jeffrey's mouth, hanging out outside. I'm sorry, Kaila, please.
I was just gonna say I think the plan was to go together so we could find something together.
Yeah, you got it. Okay. Proximus on board?
I am ready to go.
Perfect. Okay. Well, it is a decent ways into the city, but easy enough for you all to travel there as you swim through these shallows. Wynni, your friends all saying that they have better things to do.
We didn't say that.
You did not say that. No, you were very kind. You're very kind. They all said, "Shut up, Wynni. We don't care if it's your birthday tomorrow." So we will come back to Wynni in just a minute, but I do want to know if there's any. Do you have any plans to leave your home today? Anything to do around? Okay, then we will cut back to you in a little bit. As the three others of you venture further into the kingdom of Fal Laimaril, you would see after you hit like a certain point, this shelf that you are on breaks down, and you see this metropolis, this elven city of pearlescent light and beauty, just vast before you. There are buildings built into. It's almost like this was a canyon. At a certain point in time, or continues to be a canyon, because canyons can be underwater, I think. So there actually is like a divide at a certain point. You can see that there are walking bridges, there are walking paths over this divide connecting it here and there, but otherwise beings are swimming all over the place. Heavy majority of sea elves, but a lot of them are riding on giant seahorses. Although it seems like the big mount, the most popular mount around here are dolphins, and especially for like city guards, orcas and dolphins. So you can see that there are absolutely city guards that you met before, who are dressed in like this bronze, but with a lot of coral motifs kind of armor. And yeah, definitely just patrolling about on these larger Piscenes. And yeah, the city is, like I said, stretching before you. There are all different types of structures, a lot of domed buildings, some with points, but all of the architecture very much incorporates the natural world into it. So there's a lot of columns, and yeah, it's interesting how a city can be built for people when gravity doesn't really have to be taken into account as much. Like, streets aren't as natural as you would think. There are pathways that go in between levels of buildings. But absolutely in the far distance, you can see where you all are headed in a couple of days, which is the high seat of Fal Laimaril, and it is sparkling with this lighthouse, which you had noted before, which seems to be pointing out in every direction just this very bright light, even in the daytime, even as it is getting towards noon. This light almost challenges that of the sun. And you can see peaks above this otherwise massive kind of like castle, citadel sort of structure that is miles and miles away, but big enough to be seen from where you are. Okay, so where are we headed?
I need clothes for 2 days from now.
Okay, so we're looking for clothes first.
Sorry, I was talking to Scarlet. That was me in character. So that's probably just me like out loud to the group.
Okay.
Sounding like at a loss.
Yeah.
Scarlet, I need help.
I can help, but it's the city that's going to determine how well that help is going to actually help.
Proximus, I stuffed the armor in Jeffrey.
We might want to take that out of him.
Yes.
Can't be comfy.
While you are looking for something to wear, I will take Jeffrey and we will go find a place to find a present.
Do you mind if I ask what you're doing?
I do mind.
Okay.
But
Fine.
You'll see.
Cool.
Okay.
I still don't know what I'm getting for her either. Do you know what you're getting, Scarlet?
If I can find something, I have an idea.
I think I'm just gonna window shop and browse then.
All right.
Both myself and Wynni.
Okay. So Wynni has at least marked where like the higher end district is. There's absolutely parts of any city where like more commerce is done and like the higher end kind of shops are, as opposed to like on the outskirts where you're going to get more of your, mom and pop owned things. Not that these aren't independently owned, but there absolutely is a level of quality where money is. So let's see. Acacia and Scarlet, as you go further into the city, onto the area that Wynni has marked for you, you can see that a lot of the shops around here, it is a busier area. There are absolutely, sea elves that are trying to cart in goods in certain ways. They're shipping them in boxes. Everything here, you assume, can probably get wet. And most of the shops here are beneath the waves. However, you also notice that a lot of the shops have a certain barrier to them that once you step out of the water, you're basically stepping into the shop. How do I want to describe this? Like, there is an invisible barrier that protects the water from the rest of the store, keeping it from basically getting waterlogged. So by whatever magic, they have maintained like this surface tension at their doorways. You can see that all the shops have their names in Elvish as well as in Common, indicating this is probably frequented by people who aren't just sea elves. And yeah, you look around, there are some high-end magic like item stores. There is a high-end armorer, and again, they do have like these storefronts where you can see this very fine elven chain, elven full plate and half plate, and all these different designs, because every armorer has like their own kind of style to them. So some absolutely do have that kind of like underwater feel to them, spikes of coral coming off the pauldrons. Some have more of a surface feel that you might see for like a wood elf. You see that there are weaponers as well, that they separate themselves, weaponers and armorers. And again, these elegant weapons, there's nothing that looks brutalist in a way. Everything has smooth edges and curves to it. And eventually you do see the shop that Wynni had indicated to you, which is up a little bit higher than the rest, again, on a shelf, because it is called High Shelf Finery.
As we're traveling, can I keep an eye out for any local thieves guild signals on the streets?
Please. Yes. Give me a perception check with advantage, please.
These 2 dice. 25.
Yes. As someone who is a lover of rogues, or somebody who played a rogue for quite a period of time, I love that you're asking this question. Thieves' Cant is one of those things that it's both verbal, but also it's
written.
Visual. That's the word. People leave tags, they leave symbols that to anyone else it's just maybe street art, or it's nothing, or it's a mark, whatever. But to the trained eye, it is the symbol of someone who's been here, someone important. And absolutely, Acacia, you do note that there are symbols for an organization. I'm going to say the Evewalkers at least would be aware of the rival organizations, whether they be denizens or surfacers. You note that the territory that you are in has been marked a couple of times over as like high-end theft by the Whalefall Court.
Are they... How friendly are they? What kind... I know they do high-end theft, but like, what's the vibe?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a history with advantage.
It's literally a vibe check.
Yeah, I'm doing a vibe check. Oh, I did really well. I got a 22.
Perfect. The Whalefall Court are specifically they're not just thieves. They are predominantly thieves, but they also are kind of like, if you want to hire mercenaries, they're probably not your best level of mercenary. But if you want to hire an assassin, they could probably figure out how to murder somebody. But more often than not, they are burglars, thieves, pickpockets. They are specifically denizens, so they don't do any work on the surface. So as far as them and the Evewalkers, it's pretty much like, you don't mess in our territory, we don't mess in yours. Genuine kind of like respect between the two, but the surface of the water is where we draw the line.
So like a type of organization we might, if we had business down under, we'd reach out to?
I would say for Acacia being a member of the Evewalkers, it's like very much like a foreign dignitary visiting another's city, another king or queen's city. It is respectful for you to ask permission or at least check in to be here, especially if you did want to do any type of thievery. If you did thievery here or any type of roguery without asking permission, that's where you've crossed the line. Like that's where the line of respect no longer is. I will also say that you are aware of the Whalefall Court because like their main like modus operandi is if anybody in our audience is familiar with the concept of whalefall, when a whale dies, it falls to the bottom of the ocean. whereupon basically it becomes part of the ecosystem, a very essential part of the ecosystem, where all the little things then feed off that whale, and it becomes this this biome in and of itself. So the concept of the whale fall court is the big ones will always fall, and it's up to the little ones to pick the pieces off of them. So they are not ones to really like indulge themselves in upper society, but will pick little pieces off of upper society.
In that case, I'm going to just continue on with Scarlet to go shopping, but I also want to just keep an eye out for any locations where they fence items. In case I cannot find an appropriate gift for Wynni legally.
Absolutely. I will keep that in mind as you all continue your shopping. Absolutely, they do have, in addition to their marks, which do look like the skull of a whale. It's kind of 3 points, 3 points like the head of a whale. They also have the symbols next to them, the kind of very generic Thieves Guild. I'm going with Skyrim on this one, where they leave different marks like, hey, this place has already been hit, this place is safe, this place is, paid up on their protection. So little marks that they've carved into the sides of buildings. Okay, so heading into High Shelf Finery. Yes? Perfect. You all enter this building, again, stepping out of this like bubble type surface into an otherwise dry building. And you can see that it is lined with all of these bolts of cloth all over the walls. There are a couple different mannequins which show these very fine outfits for, I'm going to say, mask presenting, femme presenting, dresses, and then more suits. Definitely stuff in between, robes, unisex things as well. And there's a few examples. There's something that you would definitely note for like a really high-end wizard would look phenomenal in this. Big sleeves, lots of places to store stuff. There's a dress which has like this smoky nature to it as it kind of flows off and kind of creates a fog around the feet. So there's a magical essence to these outfits as well. And you would see behind... My book hit my spacebar. You would see behind the counter is a sea elven man. He has glasses kind of down on the end of his nose, very short cut hair, wearing this kind of like silvery silken material, which he has crafted into this very lovely suit with these arched shoulders and these longer, kind of heavier sleeves to it. And it's more of a robe as it goes down towards his legs. And he looks up at all of you and says, "Yes, can I be of some assistance?"
We need things to wear to the big party in a few days. 2 days? 2 days.
2 days.
Oh, 2 days. That's not enough time. Okay. We
Not
need
enough
something
time.
desperately.
The big
Something
party
off
is
the
in...
rack.
Nothing here is off the rack. Everything here is crafted custom, but I assume that shouldn't be a problem. 2 days' time is more than enough than I would need.
Okay, wonderful.
What are you looking for?
I don't think either one of us knows.
Something I can move in, preferably a bluish teal.
Bluish. I will say I've never crafted for someone of your form
You
before.
don't need to worry about the bottom. I just need something that would work very well on the top.
Oh, I worry about the bottom very much, but that's another conversation.
Yeah.
I will absolutely make something. What are we're looking for something to move in? Are we looking for any type of aura to give off? What energy are we looking for in our outfits?
Can't speak for my friend, but I don't want to be the prettiest person in the room. I don't want to be people staring at me.
Okay, a bit of a wallflower. I can work with that.
But presentable. We're going with someone
presentable
getting bored.
wallflower. Yes, an elegant rose, but blues and golds. Yes, was that what you said?
Blues and silvers.
Blues and silvers. Right, okay. Are we looking for any type of protection? You both seem to be armed.
Wouldn't hurt.
I think I'll forego my armor for this.
Very well. All right. I think I have a good idea for you. I'm sorry, your name, darling.
Acacia.
Acacia. Alorith. Lovely to meet you. And you, with the lovely blue hair.
I don't mind people staring. Actually, I prefer that. Something a little more fitted. Not sure on color, though. Preferably a dress.
A dress, sure. Something that makes you stand out, absolutely. Scarlett, what are you wearing right now? Are you wearing your captain's coat, or did you take that off when you dove in?
I do not wear the captain coats under the water. That gets real heavy.
So it's just like bodice, shoulders, and
undershirt under the bodice. She's not a savage.
Okay. Just going for Michael's very horny art. That's I'm just kidding. It's great. Okay, so
Not wrong.
He kind of, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's all the characters are hot. We've established that.
You did this, Derek.
I did this. He gives you definitely the look up and down, especially because you have stepped in. I assume you're wearing the high heels, and he's like, yes, absolutely fitting to the figure, certainly. If I could make a suggestion, you with the blue hair, the fair complexion, something a bit in the warmer range as far as colors for this dress, perhaps crimson or even
A scarlet.
A scarlet, exactly, or perhaps a gold accent to it.
I just give Scarlet a shit-eating grin.
They're just when in the mind like, shut up.
How does that sound? Or am I way off base?
That sounds perfect.
Wonderful. Any additions either of you would like to make to this? Any glamours any of you would like to make to this?
What do you have to offer?
Oh,
I
certainly.
guess that's a better question.
Yes. So I have a whole document for making stuff. What have you done? Let me.
I'm sorry I asked the question.
How dare you? Okay, so let's look at
shipbuilding all over again.
Yeah, honestly, we can talk about this absolutely. Kind of off the channel, what have you. But let's see. Let's look at exotic crafting. So they're gonna have things like green weave, which is a magical type of fabric. They would have things like mithril accents that you could add. Yeah, those are probably going to be some of the main ones. But basically, if you wanted just like minor glamours on it, if you look up something from like a common magic item, they could probably attach that to it. Or even if you wanted like it to shift and look like it was on fire, kind of Hunger Games-esque, things that they could do as well. So just kind of throwing it out there if you wanted any type of just non-mechanical but visual type of illusory effect, that is something that they could weave into. A glamour weave, I guess, is the word that I'm looking for.
Cool. I'll look at that list when we're not.
Yeah. And I will let you all think about what this is. We probably won't get to the gala until next session, so I will let you all think about what you're going to wear.
As if I haven't already thought about it.
Exactly.
Took me a whole minute.
He takes measurements and basically pulls out some bolts of cloth and basically says, I will have everything ready for you tomorrow afternoon, ready for you to pick up. This should all cost, all things told, 100 gold a piece.
Done, I'll cover both.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
You're welcome.
You can pay when you pick up.
Wonderful.
Is there anything else I can be of service with for either of you?
A jacket to match mine.
Certainly.
I'll let you do creative liberty with the theme you're already thinking about and what I've said. Something I can either put in my hair or weave into my tail.
Oh, I love that. Yes, absolutely. Fantastic. I will absolutely get to work on this right away. If there's anything else I can be of service about, don't hesitate to ask.
Thank you.
Let's cut over to Proximus for a minute. Proximus, what are you up to?
Well, let me unmute, and then I am going to go to one of the amanas that is on the map, and I'm not sure if I know a name of an amara there, but
the armor that's marked on your map, which is kind of like with a little star that says like the family does business here in like Wynni's handwriting, is Pearlcrest Hammer Mage.
I will go to Pearlcrest Hammer Mage.
Yeah. So you go there. This actually, as a armorer, has a portion of the building which actually does extend above the waves, where you can, even below the surface, hear kind of the ringing coming from where probably the working area, the forge area. Down where you are is the shop, where you can see that there are a multitude of different types of armors, shields, and basically every type of material you can imagine. There are magical materials as well here. Nothing probably as fine as black mithril, but there absolutely are some more exotic things, if that's something you were potentially in the market for. But otherwise, you see the name in Elvish, you see the name in Common, and as you move into the shop, I will note that the shop here does not have the barrier where the water stops. You basically just continue to swim in, and behind the counter is another sea elf, and they have a Lokatha with them as well. And this is an elven woman, and she looks up at you. She has a completely shaved head. She's wearing kind of like a blacksmith's bib to her, with like the full kind of like leather in front, a hammer kind of hanging off of it, and these kind of like larger gloves. And she seems to be talking to the Lokatha, just going about business. They both turn to look at you. Lokatha is wearing a little vest and kind of pulls on the ends of it and slaps his hands together, comes swimming over to you. Hello.
Hello. You did this because you know I love Lokatha, and I'm going to say
I have no idea what you're
hello.
talking about.
He is. I have a custom job that I was looking for to get done on some mithril armor.
Okay, mithril armor. Okay.
Yes.
Been a little bit, I think, since we worked on anything dwarvish, but not undoable. Certainly. What would you like?
So he pops one of his hip plates off, and you see this bandolier that I have, and I have a shoulder pauldron on it. I would like a smaller version of this, maybe with some pockets and things to put vials in. But it would have to be the size of this. And then, Jeffrey, open up. No, wider. Okay, thank you. And then he's going to pull out the armor about this size. So really, it is just the leather sash that would go across, but this plate mounted on the shoulder, it should be just the right size.
That's absolutely doable. Where did you find all of this?
This is from my people. So we mine and make this armor for each other from where I'm from.
Where are you from?
That is not important. But so you see this pattern that I have on me. I would like this pattern to be put in gold across this particular piece for this armor.
Okay. That's doable.
Within the day. Is that doable?
Tell you what. This is probably going to run you gold and everything on top of it. Probably around 75 gold. I will do it today and knock off 25 gold if you tell me where you're from and where you got this.
Just one more thing. I will actually pay you with the mithril to not answer that question. And what I am looking for is, you see my boots, and he slips off his boot.
Mm-hmm.
They don't allow my feet to actually... I can't swim very well when I'm under the water. Now, above the water, it gives me, I have this mithril toe cap on here. I would like it off so that my feet, my toes, could be out. Is that possible? And I will give you the toe caps.
Or you want one of those weird kind of toe shoes?
No. I definitely want my toes to be out. I feel like I'd have to get my nails done, but other than that, I think I would like my toes out. I need to have my webs out, and I will give you the toe caps for doing all of this work and not answering that question.
Sure, toes out, bros out. All right. Go ahead and roll for persuasion.
Well, that's not bad.
It's like the Mandalorian. Pay you in Beskar. Don't ask any questions. I honestly thought you were going to get a little shoulder pad for Jeffrey and like baby Griffin.
Jeffrey will get his present later. I do have something in mind for that.
I was never born.
It was probably in chat. Let's see. What is my persuasion? +9. So 25.
Oh, that's right. You're a charisma bitch.
I am so pretty. Look at me.
He kind of narrows his eyes a little bit, and he's got this little crest to him, and kind of looking up at you, as tall as you are. Even swimming, he's kind of just like still kind of looking up to try to meet your eyes, and his little fishy face contorts a little bit, and he goes, "All right, that's a deal. Be ready. Let's see, by tomorrow. Can you pick it up tomorrow morning? Or do you need it tonight? You need it tonight."
Yes, I do need it tonight.
Fine. We'll work a little bit harder at the forge a little bit later, especially for the rarity of what you're paying me with. All right. That works. Well, I'll have it done for you before whatever dinner time was established as.
Thank you very much. I am much appreciated. My name is Proximus. I will be coming here with little baby Jeffrey here. And what is your name?
Wade. Nice to meet you.
Wade. Oh, Wade. I really appreciate this. And I will return, and maybe I'll answer that question. Who knows?
All right. Well, I'm just saying, if you do, make a deal. We could make a deal.
Do you know where I could get a very good suit?
I'm going to refer to you the same place because I only have one name. So I'm going to refer to you to the same place.
The high shelf
fineries.
I feel like it's like shell and then with an F just on the end.
Well, it's on a shelf. It's on but it's a double entendre. Okay. Well, before we establish Proximus's suitivity, Eva, what's Wynni doing back at home?
She is poking her brother's arm.
Ow.
Yeah, she's just kind of like at the edge of the bandage. Hey, okay, so first of all, not entirely sure how you can be like a little bit cursed. But could I see it? Not in like sort of a looky-loo sort of way, but in like a I might have helped cure a were-shark. Maybe.
Oh, well, that's pretty impressive. All right. Sure.
Yeah.
Why not? He takes his arm out of the sling, and it has been pretty thoroughly wrapped. He takes the wrapping off of it, and you would see that there is a pretty decent, deep gash in his forearm. This is his left arm. He probably put it up to block, wasn't using a shield, whereas he typically does. Maybe even broke through the shield. But you can see that around the wound, it is necrotizing. Not terribly quickly. He has applied whatever he can, magically and medicinally to it. But the flesh kind of has this blackening to it, almost like it's been burnt. Yeah, there was I think they call them lightning callers. An Eelfolk priest hit me with his staff, and it hasn't been very kind towards healing.
Does it hurt? Does it burn? Is it cold? Like, what are you feeling? How's it, like, do you feel it at all?
It's more cold than anything else, I would say. It's, a little rough.
Well, looks like an injury.
Thanks.
Sure,
Thanks, sis. No, I
sure does.
thank you. Oh, wow. Boy, your expert help. What would I do without you?
Yeah. Hey, you're welcome.
This is... Why was I the only cleric in the family?
I mean, we don't need to go into religion right now. I've got some stuff to catch you up on. Hey, do you know anything about Curdle Mac? No reason. Just asking.
He frowns a little bit and goes, the kobold deity?
Yeah, just, is he chill? Sounds a little intense.
Not particularly.
Okay. We'll talk about that later.
As far as, mythologically speaking, if we're going into that, he's pretty pissed all the time, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, no, it sounds like he got sort of a bum deal.
He tried fucking over Garl Glittergold, and honestly, it's the worst idea to fuck over Garl Glittergold.
Yeah, want to run that name by me one more time? Just,
Garl Glittergold?
Yeah, okay, I gotcha.
I can't say it 5 times fast.
Okay.
You try. It summons him in mirrors.
Oh no, this house is full of mirrors. She's like poking at his, not poking, but like...
Do you want to do a medicine check, or are you just going to poke?
I was going to ask about, medicine or arcana or something.
Yeah. Medicine or arcana, yeah.
Arcana. Let's do arcana, please.
Okay.
For reasons. Well.
Is medicine wisdom? I can't remember what medicine as a skill
Sure heckin' is.
Okay.
Your girl's not so smart. That is a 15.
She's very smart.
You are
She's
very
not wise.
smart.
Oh,
yeah,
so smart. So
you're just not wise. Yeah. 15. Okay. With a 15, you can absolutely tell that this is magical in nature. 100% is a curse. Probably needs some high-level magic to deal with it. It can probably be like abated for a period of time, given whatever treatment he's currently doing to it. But it's not going to cure it. It's just going to kind of keep it at bay. And however long that lasts is questionable. Everything has decreased efficiency or efficacy.
Can I tell the, like, path to go down? Like from our medical sense, like, is it bacterial, viral, like, and I know it's cursed, but like...
Magical.
Right, but can I tell, like, what kind of magic would...
So if this is a curse, is what you're picking up. You were...
Oh, just
you
straight
were absolutely,
up curse. Straight up curse.
Yeah, it is... He needs cured of a curse. And the curse is basically just necrotizing. Whatever weapon that Eelfolk was using has basically... It's slowly going to eat away at him. This was kind of a certain thing to make sure that if the Eelfolk died, whoever killed him was going to die too. And he's been able to hold it off. But yeah, this is a curse. So curses, if I remember right, can be cured by lesser restoration, greater restoration.
I think it's
well,
greater.
there is remove curse. Okay.
Yeah.
So remove curse is 3rd level spell.
Do I have that? I do not have that. Hey, if you die and then you're brought back, would that remove your status effects, so to speak? Don't give me that face, Mayor. It's a question.
Depends on the status effect.
Yeah, but like, you think anyone would want to hear that? For like, if I kill you, you can lose your curse.
Like,
I'd try it.
Hypothetically speaking, would a curse carry over after they're brought back?
Yes.
Well,
but it all depends on how you bring them back too. Like petrification,
the healing
is one of those
way,
things.
or the necromancy way.
Yeah, you do need greater restoration for a curse.
yeah, it's occurring to me now that greater restoration would be super helpful in a number of ways in the past 2 sessions. Well, you're a cleric, can't you just like...
Come on.
Pray the curse
Wynni,
away or something?
I've been using whatever magic I can just to keep this at bay. I'm hoping that tomorrow in 2 days, when we get to the gala, I can actually ask, what did I call them? The High Delphian to heal me. But they've been busy. A lot of people got hurt during that incursion, and I didn't want to put myself at the front of the line.
I know. You're thoughtful and unselfish like that, and I respect that, but also I'm worried about you, and you're worried about you, so I don't want to be, like, not helpful, but also, like, hey, I don't think that helps. I'm gonna go to my room real quick. And I'll be back. Okay? Don't go anywhere.
I have nowhere to go.
Okay, well, there's like a whole world out there. Siren, like, okay, I'll be back.
Yeah.
She's gonna grab her bag and just like haul ass up to her room, where she's gonna spend the next amount of time. Eventually, like maybe an hour later, she'll call down like, "Hey, I hope you're not just like standing there waiting. I'll be back, but like not right away." So
okay, I've got stuff to do.
Yeah, okay. Love you, bye.
Love you.
And she's just going to like work in her room for like a constitution potion or something. I'm gonna check my stuff, but like she's gonna do something for him or try to do something for him.
While you go about that, let's cut to let's do Proximus's suit real quick. So Proximus, you make it to High Shelf Finery. You meet the same gentleman there, and ask you the same questions. What sort of thing are we thinking? Oh, by the way, are you with the centaur and the mean one?
Proximus
The
does have
centaur
to
and the
bite his
merfolk,
own laugh back.
Yeah, he doesn't say that.
Yes, I am with them both.
The centaur and
we
the
do
the
look
Model
like
S
out
one.
of Dana's. Right.
It's not that uncommon, and you would likely have seen other peoples as well. But absolutely.
Yes, I am with him, and I am looking for something a little bit more formal. We did have like ceremonial garbs that we wore that were very long, black, much like my armor, but more flowing. And then we would wear, certain pieces of our armor on to the ceremonial garb. Is there anything like that? Really just that black suit.
A black flowing suit is very easy to do. But just something light, I'm assuming?
Yes, very light. A little form-fitting. I like, my shoulders. I feel like they can be accentuated. My chest is my favorite part of my body. I have been doing squats
a form-fitting
lately,
robe, absolutely.
Above the sea, so,
that's good for you. All right, a form-fitting robe. This will truly be a challenge. Certainly, I will have it ready to pick up when the others are ready.
Just one more thing. I was wondering if you, Jeffrey, come here. If you could make a similar suit for my friend Jeffrey here. Just a little small, like maybe with the scraps and stuff matching.
Yes, looking at this complexion, definitely a winter. Certainly, I would say...
To be fair, we are similar in complexion, he and I.
11 gold in total.
Oh, yes. And he'll be 20 gold just to... thank you so much. You have been so nice. To me and my friends, I believe. I don't know. I wasn't there.
I do my best. Take care.
Yeah. Is there a specific time when I need to pick this up from you?
This all will be ready tomorrow by noon.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let's come back over to Scarlet and Acacia. Anywhere that you all are heading at this point?
I would like to find a shop that would contain what I messaged you yesterday.
Sure.
Where are you going? Are we still sticking together, or do you want us?
Well, you're window shopping, so I assume we can just hang out.
Yeah, I'm following you. I'm following you. I don't know what I'm
Acacia,
looking for.
as you were following Scarlet, you do note the symbols that you were looking for. That there apparently is. So Scarlet finds a shop called the Octopus Garden, which is kind of like a jeweler's, almost like a little bit of everything shop, but it has like the kind of like small little like gift things you would get. But again, a lot of jewelry, a lot of, I don't want to say knickknacks because that makes it sound cheap. But again, this is like fine kind of little statues and artifacts, religious memorabilia, jewelry, necklaces, rings, all that kind of stuff. But in addition to that, Acacia, you would note that apparently there is a like down one of the alleys from the Octopus Garden, markings indicating that there is a like gathering point, I would say, for the Whalefall Court. So, if you would like to head down that way, we can do that scene, or we can do Scarlet's scene.
Let's do Scarlet's because I'm still trying to see what my options are legally before going the fence route.
Scarlet, you enter the Octopus Garden along with Acacia. Again, this has the bubble that you're able to walk through, and let's say behind the counter of this one is a bullywug gentleman. Bullywugs are these kind of shorter frog people. and dressed in a very nice tailored suit. He is this very like soft greenish yellow. Comes kind of like comes up to you. Yes, ladies, what can how can I assist you?
I am looking for a certain type of locket. I need one
okay.
that kind of folds out to hold more than just the two sides.
Yes, we've had too many twins locket. Yes, I'm familiar. Yes. Sea elves, given their lengthy lives, tend to have larger families. This is absolutely something we would be able to manage. And he puts on these little white gloves over his little frog hands. They have like webbing built into them. And walks over to a jewel case and pulls out a lovely little, like, it's multi-dimensional, but it has like these softer edges to it, definitely kind of like elven craft. This is an antique, and he opens it up, and it has this little fold out that has several different like areas where it folds out almost that they're like a flower, like petals of a flower, where you can have several different pictures all kind of surrounding them. This one is an elegant example, if it suits your fancy. If not, we have other examples.
What are the others? I need something a little less delicate.
Less delicate.
She's the adventuring type.
I see.
The artificer adventuring type.
I see. And a locket.
Probably around acids and other components as well.
So something hardier, chunkier, sure. We do have this fine adamantine and silver example, hardier, less likely to tarnish, certainly, and has a similar fashion to it, but definitely a little more heft as far as things go. If you're looking for the very high end, we do have this mithril example as well, the locket itself being mithril, the chain being steel, but that is definitely on the hardiest of sides and definitely the most expensive. And you would see the mithril when it's more of dwarven design, where it has like harder, sharper angles to it. That one kind of opens up like a book, where it has like almost the frames that you can flip through. The middle one that has the adamantine and silver, probably human design is what you would guess. It's trying to mimic elven and dwarvish designs, but has like kind of this knot work that is built into it, and it flips up and kind of spins around so that there are I'm going to say 3 that kind of branch out into 3 different points, and then have 2 sides on each.
Let's do the middle one. Silver and adamantine one.
That will be 50 gold.
Okay, done. And I will hand over my money.
Would you like this boxed?
Yes, please.
Fantastic. And we do that weird scene with Rowan Atkinson from Love Actually, where he goes about boxing a gift way too intensely. Finishes that, hands you this lovely, nice, decorated little box. Anything for you, miss? And he looks at the occasion.
I still don't know what I'm looking for. Do you have anything that would be like nice pouches, but not... I'm trying to think very practical. This is just a little too fancy what I'm imagining, but it doesn't hurt to browse. Pockets, just think storage in mind.
Storage, absolutely. We have haversacks, specialized quivers. Are you looking for extra-dimensional spaces of any kind?
Haversacks, probably.
Certainly. We have, and he's going to show you, I think it's the Heward's haversack.
Handy haversack.
Handy haversack, yeah.
I have it up in a tab right now. But I didn't know if this type of place would have it. So
Yeah, this is probably the closest thing you're going to find in this area of the city to a general store. That's kind of what I was getting at with like knickknacks, but it's like it's higher end. This is antiques and gently pre-owned kind of stuff. So yes, they would have. Let me look up the handy haversack.
it is a rare, wondrous item.
Yeah, it's basically a backpack. Each pocket can hold up to 20 pounds of material, not exceeding a volume of 2 cubic feet. Large central pouch can hold up to 8 cubic feet, 80 pounds. Backpack always weighs 5 pounds, placing an object. Few limitations. Okay, yeah, it's basically a bag of holding that has been separated out into several pockets. Yes, absolutely. We have this one, which was crafted here, in fact, in the city, some number of years ago, owned by an adventurer who retired some years later, and as far as I'm aware, treated it rather decently. It does have some wear and tear to the leather, but in an elegant sort of antique sort of way that gives it a real charm and character.
Do you have something similar along the lines of a handy haversack, but in a bandolier form?
Interesting. In that case,
something that she could easily grab in a pocket with one hand.
Let me look. Where's that? I'm going to say he's going to refer you then to the efficient quiver, which has less space because it's not a backpack. But we can essentially consider it a similar enough sort of thing where it can hold Wynni's stuff. We can basically say instead of like a spear and quarterstaffs and a bow, it can hold all of Wynni. We can
for alchemical
something.
Supplies on the go.
Yes, for all your alchemical needs. Or alternatively, since the pockets are on the haversack, we could basically say you would have the smaller pockets, but not the bigger one on a bandolier, because I think that's the main thing that holds back a bandolier is not having that larger pocket.
I have no clue what like the group gold is like and what I have access to. What am I officially allowed to spend from like group stuff? Because I have no clue.
Personally, Scarlet still has about 9K.
But I'm not gonna steal Scarlet's shit.
It's personal / party funds, because that's where the 69,000 was held also in my pockets.
From the
So, and then we also have funds for both ships that are separate from that, but I don't have the totals for that.
Okay. So I have access to some ship funds, basically.
Oh yeah.
I can cover what you need so you don't have to steal it.
Okay, perfect. Sounds like a plan.
You turned into a sugar mare mama.
We gotta figure out I gotta figure out. I'm not keeping track of any gold that's higher.
I also realized that.
I just had found some on a body.
I have some, but not enough to cover this.
Just nothing's been a large enough purchase except for the ship stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Or our drinks have been like comped.
So far.
Yeah.
Or we just walk off. Thanks again.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I want to go for more like the bandolier type handy haversack.
That's absolutely doable. I will craft a magic item for that will give Wynni, let's see, 2 side pouches. Each can hold about 20, no more than. We can say that Wynni can get 4 pouches that can hold up to 20 pounds of material each, each of them not exceeding a volume of 2 cubic feet.
Perfect.
On a bandolier. Okay. Wonderful. Yes. For a somewhat custom item, or a unique item, I should say, such as this, let's say 120 gold.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
Could you get it done by early tomorrow morning?
Absolutely. I can have it done in mere moments. All I need to do is detach these pockets and attach them to this very lovely belt.
Okay.
And would you like this packaged?
Yes.
Fantastic. And he will go about getting that. He can get it done while you all are still there, just to make this easier. Okay. Who else still needs to do stuff? So let me go down the line. Acacia, anything else you wanted to do?
I probably should at least. We don't have to do this in game, but unless you think there would be like a reason for it to happen. But like, just say hi. I'm in the area. I'm not gonna do shit to the whale fall.
I like that as maybe our last thing, as we're getting close to the end here.
That's fine.
Proximus, anything you would like to do in the rest of your day?
I would like to get a small box that is, a large box, I guess, that can fit the armor inside. Something that
large box the size of a small box, sure.
Right.
Yeah, sure. We can say that again, if like gift wrapping is an option, that would be something that would be offered complimentary. For maybe if you tell him where you got your black beetle from, Wade will do that for you.
I'm trying to save his own life. If I tell him he goes there, he's going to die.
He's going to try so hard to establish trade. Okay. Anything else you wanted to do besides that?
Cool. That is all.
Scarlet, anything else you would like to do?
No.
Okay. Wynni.
Hi, yes, that's me. I don't know if it's possible.
D&D, everything's possible.
I would like to what I kind of want to do is it's alchemist tools, isn't it? How much time did I have before dinner?
We can say 5-ish hours.
I want to try and make some sort of... I want to, like, adapt one of my elixirs into, like, a constitution potion or something. Or I would like to just throw caution to the wind, as is Wynni's style, and see what happens if she combines her...
Havoc's tonic?
Yeah, with her... I just had it. Like healing elixir or something like that.
Okay. Which would you like to do?
I can't combine them and see what happens.
You can combine them. You absolutely can. What I'm asking is, did you want to try? Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. If you were going to combine them, do you have like a constitution alchemical mixture already?
I don't. I just have the healing one, which is
okay.
Healing points.
Go ahead and roll for that.
Excuse me.
And then I can find her.
Ow.
And then go ahead and roll me a D100 for your Havoc's tonic of undiluted chaos.
Okay, it would be a 10 hit points. And
okay.
Either way, he's gonna gain ridiculous 2, 4 is 6 plus 4, 10 temporary hit points.
Okay.
And then
I would say if you watch him drink this, the wound heals up just a little bit. You can watch, magically as it begins to seal closed, but then the edges kind of like crisp up and blacken a little bit, even as they've closed up a little bit. So it's still not.
What does a 69 get me?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
If this isn't a good one, then you need to redo your list.
You've done this before. You can perfectly mimic the sounds of one type of non-sentient creature as determined by the DM for 1d4 days.
Okay, that's...
I tell you what, we've done this one before. Give me one more roll. A 6 and 10 should be better.
2 days. And I don't get any sort of, like, mishmash of the two of them. That's
No, like I said, we've done this one before. I don't think this. Give me another D100 roll.
100.
Eva, 100.
Was it 000
It's
or
00.
001?
It's 00
Yes.
and then a 1. Which
That's one.
So it's a 10.
That's not. That's one. That's not 100.
That is a 1. That is a 1.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I said the first time, and then I was like, oh, maybe I did it wrong. Okay, so I did have it right.
Okay. Your brother has
just kill
become
my
immune.
brother?
He's become immune to the effects of the tonic for 1d4 days.
He probably wasn't gonna have it again anyway.
He just drinks it and goes, enough of your bullshit.
3 days. It's fine.
All right.
Whatever.
There you go.
I tried.
All right. Anything from anybody else before we do Acacia scene?
No, I'm good.
Cool. All right. Acacia, are you following essentially the path?
Yeah. Before I go trotting off, though, I'll just turn to Scarlet. I'm gonna just pay some respects to the local guild. So I'll be back. I'll be back at the Wynni's place later.
I'm going to go wander.
May your wanderings be fruitful.
Indeed.
Just-
So
just all
as Scarlet
quietly trot.
goes off to fruitfully wander, Acacia, you follow down this alley to where the buildings begin to get closer and closer. And again, they're built into the natural structure of this rock, of this shoal area in this
How
shelf.
close does it get?
It's still enough that you could like put your elbows up, but not your arms out.
My tail starts flipping back and forth anxiously.
And you notice that there is a grate kind of like built into where the two buildings end up meeting. You hit a dead end grate at the bottom, and the symbols very similar. Like you come to that dead end, and the whale fall symbol, which again is that whale skull pointing downwards.
It seems like a sewer system of some type.
Probably, yeah. I mean, you're underwater, so sewer is maybe hard to tell, but at least something that is beneath the buildings. Whether it was intended to be there by the original builders or not, unsure.
How big is it?
It's about 15 feet. I mean, this is a wide. It comes to a wide enough point where, if this is a fence, this is probably where they are bringing things down. And this is I'm going to say Acacia has high enough insight, high enough perception. This is you are going to be going into the Undercity. You've been dealing with all the high end, flashy, fancy kind of front facing part of Fal Laimaril. I said a lot of F words there. None of them big one. But you are going to be going into the under part of the city that is really how it works.
But this pathway, how big is it?
The grate is about 15 feet, and if you look down, it opens up wider. So yeah, they're going to be moving goods through here.
Okay, in that case, I will. I'll do whatever is typical in terms of what is expected of someone to go say hi. So if they expect people just to waltz on in, waltz on in.
Yeah, I mean, you would assume that, if you're going to be going to court and there's no guards to say hi, you just gotta walk in. You gotta make yourself known.
I'll just follow directions is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
With all the
and yeah, you are literally following the Thieves' Camp's directions. You traverse downwards, swimming through, and come to this wider point. This tunnel that seems more carved than like naturally formed. And as you're moving along the inside of this tunnel, you can see that absolutely there are Thieves' Camp markings all over the place. Different markings of different thieves and rogues and criminals who have moved through here, who have left their mark. it's not like haphazard where there's names on top of names. But okay.
That's what I was asking.
You got it. Yeah, we're not gonna hit anything like that. We are, as you're traveling through, you're seeing just like more like they're listing accomplishments. Like you'll see a name and then you'll see markings next to them showing like a score that they might have hit. And it's just kind of like, oh, if you're passing through, leave a mark, let them know you were here. But all in Thieves' Cant. It's not like if, a city guard came down here, they'd be able to tell one thing from another unless they were knowledgeable enough about the language.
Can
A lot of symbology to it.
Can I leave one?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna do the equivalent of my name, symbol of my guild, and then whatever the equivalent is of we fucked up the Nerian Empire.
Absolutely. Yeah, so you are able to make your mark in Thieves' Cant, and then the symbol of Thieves Walkers, which is that kind of like a
Upside
crescent with an eye, and then kind of like lines coming out of it. And then absolutely, you make the Triskelion of Swords, that is the Nerian Empire's symbol. And you're able to kind of like place that within a circle with like X's around the outsides, which indicate like we did a big mean to the Nerian Empire. I will also say, with your past perception, you notice you are not the first Eve Walker to have passed through these halls.
Hell yeah.
Very weathered, but you do notice the symbol at least once. And more often than not, it is Whalefall members who have moved through here. But there absolutely are other symbols that you're noting. If you don't want to make note of any of those, we can do history checks. You just want to pass them by, perfectly fine as well. Eventually, you come to a larger kind of like round space that has all of these other tunnels kind of like encroaching in on it. So all these different pathways all leading towards this central hub, with this light kind of streaming from above. It's otherwise been rather dark through here, except where there are grates in the city above that are letting through what light can come through in this underwater city. And as you walk in, you see that you are not alone. There are other beings around. Not as many sea elves as you would imagine. There absolutely are sea elves. But you see a couple of Koalinth who are underwater hobgoblins. They are large green beings that have a lot of like, they incorporate natural life into their structures. So a lot of like starfish and coral kind of like grow on them. You see bullywugs. You see a couple of grungs, which are like poisonous tree frog folk. Let's see, this is why I wrote them down. There we go. There we go. You see probably something you've not seen before, which is a being. So you're looking down one of the tunnels, just kind of getting your bearings. The water kind of almost looks like there's something moving through it. And as what you determine to be a face turns towards you, she solidifies, and you see a Nereid, a water spirit, actually moving through, who can become invisible in water. And she gives you this very sly grin as you're kind of just like standing there. All of these, like some people have turned towards you and turned away. She smiles and kind of like redirects, makes this large sweeping motion to come over to you.
Yeah. This is just a casual chit-chat. Hi. I'm not here looking for trouble. We have no beef with each other. At least the guilds don't. So.
Yeah. She looks you up and down. New to the city?
Yes. Just here to say hello, pay my respects, say I'm not going to fuck in your turf.
What have you come to pay then? What respects do you have?
I probably would have known I would have had to pay some kind of tithe
Probably, yeah.
Is there anything that I either have or that my dad's took from the shop that I could poach?
I mean, sure. Gold goes a long way. Magic items go a long way too. Is there anything, I will ask, is there anything in your inventory that you are willing to part with at this moment?
Yeah, I'm looking at my inventory right
Sure.
now, and it's so helpful, but like I don't think I'll use it, honestly, at least not anytime soon. And I'd rather be on good terms with people than, hold on to stuff. I will take out my immovable rod, because that's handy for a lot of things, actually.
Sure.
Just twirl it
Yeah,
between my fingers and hold it out.
she smiles, takes it from you. She goes to walk over to the farthest tunnel. So basically, if you came in, and we're talking about a clock, you came in at 6 o'clock, she goes to 12 o'clock. And she goes, let's see if your offering is acceptable. And you would watch as out of this tunnel, this complete blackness of tunnel, several tentacles kind of grab the outside and pull their way through onto this dais. And now in the light, you see a creature you are familiar with. And bedecking its mantle with its beaked mouth and these large yellow eyes, you would see a Morkoth. And covering its mantle are all these different magic items. And it looks to the Nereid with these, these octopus-like eyes, and reaches out a tentacle, and she places it very daintily, bows as she does it. And it looks at the removal rod, flips it over, places it onto its mantle. And you would feel its voice. It speaks telepathically. They speak strictly telepathically. In your head. Thank you, and welcome to our fair city.
I'll just incline my head at it. The lovely city of yours.
If we can be of any assistance to you throughout your stay, please do not hesitate to ask. I will note, if you're looking to do any business, please ask first.
This is not a guild business trip, but if it happens during the stay, I will make sure to request first.
It is the purpose of an Eve Walker in Fal Laimaril.
Home personal business from where I'm from. Surface problems.
The surface has so many problems.
Yeah, tell me about it. But nothing to do with the guild. Personal stuff.
Very well. Then your respect is shown, and you may walk where you like.
I'll incline my head again. I appreciate it, thank you.
Is there anything you wanted to do while you were here?
Nope. I just wanted to give my respects. Not get fucked with.
Okay.
I'm sure dads know the gist, so they may or may not come down here later, but I'm not gonna say anything.
Being a rogue is so much politics. It really is. If you go to walk out, the Nereid would kind of follow along with you. Family business?
Yeah, more or less.
Anything you need help with?
We actually just reached the end of the journey, but if you know any legal jobs for refugees, I'd be willing to take those tips. But I'm leaving soon, and well, not soon, but we'll be leaving at some point, and most of my family will not be following.
Where are you staying? I can let you know if I find anything.
The vibe's good. Can I trust them with this information?
You can do an insight check.
I would love to do an insight check, please. Oh, that is only a 12, but does that fail? Because if it fails, I'm going to use one of my...
I mean, it fails in the sense that you're not getting like the full vibe. Like
Right.
she rolled above you. Whether you cannot tell, in the same way that it's hard to tell if you're not getting the full vibe. You might
I'm
want to
use an advantage of mine.
Yeah.
And if I still fail, I'm going to use my abilities. Oh, nat 20.
Okay.
27.
She is. I will say this. She is a rogue. She is part of a guild, not an enemy guild, but another guild.
Mhm.
Guilds love to trade in gossip, information. She knows you're an Evelwalker. She knows you're in the city. She could maybe sell that to somebody. She could probably report it back to Morgoth. Would she sell you out? Maybe. I mean, you have a professional courtesy, but nothing like set in stone that says that she wouldn't stab you in the back if it, gave her enough money. This isn't a friendly smile on her. This is the smile of a pickpocket who's about to take your watch.
Do I know if my dads are staying in the city? Have they decided if they're going to stay here or not?
The current plan is to request a tract of land from the Empire on the island of Undertow, which is like the island off the coast of Hillholm. So it's an island that is co-owned by halflings and sea elves. And so the idea is to grant a tract of land there for the refugees to build on. Presumably your dads would be helping into build a new Cora or whatever they determine to call it.
In that case, I'll respond to her. There's no point in me giving a location since I will be gone shortly. So long term, it does not work.
Where are you going?
Haven't figured that out yet. But if I will find out some long-term plans and broach it to them, the potential assistance, and I will let them handle it.
All right. Well, if there's anything you need help with, relocation, or just a friendly ear.
Trust me when I say I've got plenty of friendly ears.
Where do you keep them?
One pocket to my left and one pocket to my right.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I have plans, so have a lovely evening.
She kind of like kicks her foot out and stops short just of where you're moving. Okay. See you soon. Maybe.
We'll leave. Casually. Normally.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think I gave my name.
You wrote it on a wall.
I did, so she was watching me the whole time. That's what you get for a Nereid. Nereid or Merid?
Nereid.
Nereid.
Yeah. I looked this up because there are stat blocks for naiads and nereids. I thought they were synonyms. A naiad is a river spirit. Nereid is an ocean one. So hey, there's your mythology lesson for the day.
I'm not surprised.
Okay.
Rogues, man.
You all, as evening hits, I'm assuming that everybody returns to Broken Mast Farm, Ranch, whatever it is, for dinner with the Evandriels. Anything anybody else wanted to do?
Scarlet wants to do siren things.
Okay, what siren things would Scarlet like to do?
Uphold her end of the pact.
Okay. Let me change the music here because I thought this was going to be literally the song is called I labeled it as cozy. It's so good. Let's get some Scarlet doing siren things. Find yourself in the streets, not really streets, the pathways of Fal Laimaril. Acacia has separated from you to meet with the guild, as she indicated. What are you doing?
I want to look at the map and see if there's any taverns around.
Sure.
Not
Sure,
a
sure,
high
sure.
class, fancy place, anything like that. Just
The seedier part of the Elven City.
yeah.
Sure. Yeah. There are taverns near the docks where you would know that the Redemption and the Bloodhound were both docked. But also, this is like where traders who come into the city are able to dock their ships. So it accommodates much more to people on land. People who come by sea, there's absolutely taverns for them too, but most traders are bringing stuff in by ship. So you would be able to note, let's see, Foam's End, which you kind of get is the more like blue collar kind of tavern, where it's more just like humans coming in who are trading
Dive bar,
from the nearby.
got it.
Like the sailor's bar, because you are in an area of the ocean where you have Axia nearby, massive dwarven port. You all actually sailed north of this route, but there's the Golden Narrows, which is the route between Axia and Anoth, which is called that because that's where dwarves and humans trade like a lot of wealth between. There's Clearsong Isle, which has a big magic school there, magic college. So there's a lot of surfacer civilization all around Fal Laimaril, in addition to the halflings there as well. So yeah, you would be able to find Foam's End, and it is built into a shoal above the ocean. Number of ships all lined up on these docks. There are elven workers all about, but absolutely you would find sailors from all different places. Actually, a few of the sails you would note as being sails of New Cavalon. And you note that there's a number of those. There's a couple of dwarven ships and some ships from Anoth as well, judging by their flags and their sails. So Anoth, they wear like these maroon uniforms. New Cavalon are more like teal, with these double griffin symbols. And absolutely, you would be able to go into the tavern, see that there is some music playing. There are plenty of sailors about. These are more like uniformed sailors as opposed to like your traditional pirate bars where they wear whatever is comfortable.
I want to try to find the loneliest looking person around.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Okay. $21.
Great. Corner table. There is a sailor who is kind of just like trying to stay awake, probably left here by his friends. Couple of drinks in front of him, both appear to be empty. Wearing Anoth colors, again that maroon. Probably a younger guy. Just a bit of stubble on his face. Blonde hair.
Okay. I would like to get a drink. Not for me, but for him. And join him.
You sit down and he looks up at you and kind of blinks a little bit. Can I help you?
Just you look very lonely. Just thought I'd give you a little company.
I'm not lonely. I got lots of friends. They were here just... Anyway. I'm fine.
Sure. But everyone needs a friend every now and then, right?
You got sharp teeth. You're kind of scary.
No.
All right. You picked a drunk guy, Kaila.
So is it your friends still here? Or did they just abandon you?
There's somewhere. Oh. What's your name?
Scarlet?
I'm sorry if you told me already. All right. Scarlet, I think I'm drunk. Do you need help with something? Because I can't do much right now.
You could say that.
Okay. What?
But I don't think you can help me here.
Scarlet, it's at this point that you feel a hand on your shoulder and kind of coming around, kneading that thumb into your shoulder like you did just about 20 days ago is Marcus Ash, who sits down, puts his drink down, sits down kind of like perpendicular to you and this gentleman. Scarlet, Captain, are you all right? Do you need help with anything?
No, don't think so.
All right. I'm sorry if I intruded then.
We'll see you on the ship.
Hi, Captain. And he kind of looks over towards this gentleman and just nods, gets up, walks away. Do you know that guy?
He's my first mate.
Oh, you're a captain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
No need to be sorry. No formalities tonight. I never caught your name.
Matthew. My friends call me Matt.
Well, Matt. Would you like to help me with what I need?
Yeah, sure. Where we gotta go?
Just not here.
Okay. Not here is a place? Sure.
All right, then. Let's go.
And he kind of pushes up from the table, knocks a drink over. Oh, shit. All right. I'll get that later. And kind of like stumbles off towards you.
This is going to sound awful. I just lead him around the back of the tavern.
And I'm assuming mark him. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just to be clear for our audience there. All right. He runs off screaming. Black ink streaming from his eyes. And I'm not going to say that you do see this. But Marcus stands at the end of the alley, just around the corner, watches this guy goes screaming off, trying to keep as far from the ocean as he can. Okay. I think that is where we're going to end tonight. Okay. Let's go ahead and play some outro music. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We were going to end with a lovely dinner with the Evangelials. We ended up ending with a dinner for Scarlet's patron. I am Derek Sword. I've been your GM for this game. I've been absolutely blessed to be with these people yet once again. And thank you to all of you in chat who stuck around. I'm going to make this pitch one last time. If you enjoy this cast, if you enjoy this game, which honestly, how could you not? We have such fun making it. If you are able to, please consider supporting through pally.gg. Anything you donate, should you be able to, is evenly distributed amongst these lovely people and shows them a little bit how much you appreciate what they're able to do with their characters, with the storytelling. It's fun for us, and you make it a little bit easier to do so if you are able to donate at all. All that said, I'm going to have these people go around and say a little bit more about themselves, where you can find their stuff. So I think the mayor had to take a call. So we are going to start then with Mikyl.
Hi, fam. I'm Mikyl. I've played Proximus. Tonight, you can find me at Mikyl Sandoval on Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr. I do some art there. Also, I was playing this great homebrew Guardian of the Infinite Sea Oath from what we did, and that you can find on the Sword and Key Discord channel, along with my art. A lot of our artists here, so that's awesome, and come check it out.
Fantastic. As always, a special thank you to Mikyl for making the art for this game, for making the art for a number of our games. As always, Mikyl, you absolutely just you spoil us with what you're able to create, and I look forward to it every time. Kaila.
Hi, hello, my name is Kaila. I have many faces, many places in the TTRPG realm, as well as painting on my own channel. We do a lot of painting, we do some variety gaming. Mostly hang out and chill with some lo-fi and rain sounds. Not much else is going on and about now. So yeah, just here being a pain in Derek's side.
It's a good pain. Fantastic. Yeah, please check out Kayla's streams. Kayla and I are both still job hunting, so hey, if you know of any good jobs, remote especially in the Washington area, it'd be much appreciated. And Kayla's an amazingly talented person. Please support Kaila in any way that you can. Eva, I will take care of channel news, but anything you would personally like to plug?
I was muted, so let's start that over again. Hi, I'm Eva. You can find me on Twitter and a few other places at the Eva Serrate. I will be back on stream personally on Monday for Mall Kids, which Derek will talk a little more about. And then I will also be part of Brindlewood Bay when we get that hammered out. I think that's it for me. I have a lot of irons in the fire, and nothing really solid at the moment aside from all that. This feels like it's very loud. I'm sorry. I am going to just slide in a little plug for Mare. I know the Print Weaver campaign over on Neon Lights Roleplay, I believe, started Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern. I think. I haven't seen anything about it more recently than that, but check them out. Plus, we're fans of Neon Lights anyway, so yeah, that's the little cross promo. Oh, and well, you're gonna cover that too. I was gonna say there's another Invisible Sun, but just kidding.
I got you.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. That's me. That's all I got.
Okay. Well, personally, for me, again, I've been Derek Sword, he, him pronouns. Sword's my real last name. This is also no, you can't have it. All that stuff. Yeah, if you want to follow me on Twitter, the best place is, if you want to follow me, the best place is Twitter at dsword16. I will say, as far as Sword and Key stuff, please follow Sword and Key at on Twitter, sword_and_key. Underscores on either side of the and. For our calendar stuff we have coming up. Thursdays at 4 p.m. Pacific, shouting this out for Mayor. We have Invisible Sun, Fraying Threads, continues to be an absolute banger. Saturdays, Horizon's Call, 3 p.m. Check us out. Sundays, 10 a.m. We have Ryutama starting tomorrow. This coming Monday, the 10th, we have Mall Kids, which is a fun little one-shot that we're doing in support of the Mall Kids Kickstarter, which got funded recently. And we were actually a stretch goal on that to do a 4-part series for Mall Kids. Very excited about that. But this one-shot will be after the mall has closed and the supernatural things come out. So Eva and I will both be in that, along with a lovely cast of people. That is 4 p.m. on Monday the 10th. We have a couple of Sword and Teas coming up. We have a Sword and Tea for Wandering Strange. I believe Mare is running that. That is the 15th at 4 p.m. I am running one for Mall Kids, talking to the creator of Mall Kids. That is the 19th at 4 p.m. And then Saturday the 15th, we also have the Invisible Sun charity one-shot. So check us out for all of that. Brindlewood Bay is getting rescheduled right now. I will also note that Horizons Call is going to do one more episode and then go on a month hiatus, but actually a 5-week hiatus. So we're going to do episode 15 and then take a little break to get some stuff planned and worked and refigured and all that kind of fun stuff. But the next episode should be a lot of fun. We're going to do the gala. We're going to have a Wynni birthday. We're going to have a lot of stuff happening. So it should be a fun one to send us off for a little bit of break. I will also say I am the co-host of the podcast Monster Crush, which has come back. It is first episode back tomorrow. We are doing a Sasquatch episode because apparently Sunday is a popular day for Rising from the Dead. So we are going to be releasing a new episode tomorrow, and yeah, I'm really excited. Monster Crush is a podcast I do with my friend Heavenly, where we talk about how fuckable monsters are. That's what it is. So check that. It is a Sword and Key production now, so it is part of our network. It can be found wherever podcasts are found. Just Monster Crush, all one word. I think that is it for us for this week. If Mare has any plugs, I will say, check us out on Twitter. Join our Discord. If any plugs that Mare has will be posted there as well. So take care of yourselves, everybody. Until next time, fair winds and following sails. Bye, everybody.